Appreciate you guys tuning in. The Tastemakers podcast begins in 5 minutes. Make sure not to go nowhere, because Quote, Brina, Trisha, and Corey, also known as the Tastemakers, will be with you in 5 minutes. Thanks for sticking with us. Oh snap, you still here. Listen, in less than 3 minutes, the Tastemakers pod will be on and popping. Don't miss Bree, Quote, Trish, and Corey talking about the hottest topics in culture. Again, less than 3 minutes. Make sure to stick with us.
Tastemakers.
Classic. We do more than make a living, we make a life. When everything is dark, we are the light. We are the Tastemakers. Aight. Let tomorrow tell the stories that we make tonight.
I told y'all, patience is a virtue. This is what perseverance will get you. In just 60 seconds, you will be live with the Tastemakers pod. Again, appreciate you guys tuning in, and we'll see you soon.
For the new Tastemakers, sommeliers came out to play. Classics in the current day. For the movers and shakers. For the new Tastemakers, sommeliers came out to play. Classics in the current day.
The Beat Breaker. Tastemakers.
What up? What up? What up?
What's goody?
How's everybody doing?
We chilling, we chilling.
Whoo! Yeah. Okay, so listen, they got me in the captain's chair, so everything looks a little different. Y'all know how we do whenever Brina's not here. Shouts out to Bree. I think she is traveling right now. Let's talk about who is here right now. We got your girl Keynote Key right there. We got my man DJ LostandFound standing in for us for the second week in a row. And then, of course, you got your girl
I mean, I'm not in the Patreon chat no more, so I don't even know why I'm here.
That's not even true. You made a comment in the Patreon chat like earlier today, weirdo.
Then why am I not in there no more, quote? I pay my bills.
Listen, you literally made a comment in the Patreon chat like at 6 o'clock. What you talking about?
Then where am I? I'm not in there anymore.
You think I've had time to remove you in the last 4 hours trying to prep for this show?
Then why am I not in there?
I don't know, but I will check on it after this show. That's how serious we are about the Patreon right here. You know what I mean? You got to be in the Patreon chat. You definitely want to make sure to do that. Go to patreon.com, search Tastemakers Pod, sign up, and you too can be in the group chat. Like Tasha, even though she's gonna mess up her Instagram something like that, now she can't see it. We'll fix that later. That is what it is, and thank you for paying your Patreon bill. It helps us to keep things going on around here. So thanks for everybody who supports us via Patreon. You know what I mean? Shouts out to Litany in the chat. Of course, shouts out to Judon in the chat as well. Let's see here. And then I'm going to have a very hard time pronouncing your name. But tell me what I should say or enunciate instead of what I see there. Also, thank you for subscribing. I saw that you were a recent subscriber, so appreciate you rolling with us and checking with us. You know who you are. Shouts out to Regis. Shouts out to Mo. Shouts out 7 from Adam there. And yes, and I want to know how to say your name, so then I'll say it confidently, and I won't murder your name. One thing you'll learn about this show is that I be murdering words on a regular basis.
We better put this in Google Translate, because
So you see, so you trying to work it out? Okay,
Russian, right?
there we go.
Crying for Putin up in here.
No. They actually commented and subscribed and everything like that. I keep a close eye on that
He's
stuff.
believer. Just call them believer.
Believer. Okay, that works out for me. Believer works for me. Let me know if that works out for you. But listen, of course, it's Wednesday night. It's 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you're on YouTube, you may as well be checking us out right here on the Tastemakers Pod. I got the crew with me. Everybody seems just a little preoccupied tonight. Like, Key, what are you doing in the left-hand corner there?
Buying children on the black market. What is it that you need from me?
Are you buying children on the black market?
No. Texting people.
You're texting people. Okay. All right. So, listen. That is definitely what it is. So, I hate being in this seat because I see a little bit of everything. It's distracting. But anyway, we got a live show for y'all tonight, but y'all know how we do. Before we get into all of that, we got to check on everybody's temperature. We got to see how everybody's doing, how everybody's week been. Starting with your girl, Tosh, right below me. Tosh, how your week been?
You gonna ask me mid-grape?
It ain't my fault that you eating on the show. You eating, she texting. Only one that act right is DJ LostandFound right now.
Yeah, but that's because you got the cool background. I was trying to get some purple going here, but then...
We did say after the show, I don't know who said it, but somebody was like, yo, how did we go through the whole show and ain't nobody comment on DJ LostandFound's fly background joint? Like, not one person said anything about the fly temperature that DJ LostandFound. Like, what I got to do with my lights? I got my color light over there. I've brought it over here and turned it to some other color.
Lights.
Okay, okay.
Ah.
That's what it is. That's what it is. How your week been, Tosh?
What week?
It's been like that?
It's practically Thursday already.
It is practically
Thursday
already.
Yesterday. It was Thursday of last week yesterday.
Hey, Rel.
What week you're talking
Shouts
about.
out to Rel in the chat.
Ready, Rel. Yeah, no, it's been good. You know, we have the little storm out here. We were not in the cold here in Orange County, so we just got a lot of rain, so thankful for that. Definitely prayers up for everybody who was in the past. A lot of water, a lot of stuff going on, just over in neighboring county. But we straight here. I just been catching up on work and letting life do what it do.
Okay. Y'all surviving in Florida. Not too bad then, huh? This hurricane ain't doing what it's ain't no real work. Okay, that's good. That helps my job. I sell insurance for a living, and we have not been selling insurance in Florida all week. Because that's what
right.
insurance companies do when hurricanes come up. They be like,
Never
nah, we
mind.
can't sell you no insurance this week. But come back in a week when this hurricane disappears. That's exactly what we do as insurance
Well, aren't
companies.
y'all supposed to? Never mind.
Nah, ain't no the rules and regulations, please. Insurance companies do what they want. Plain and simple. Plain and
Outside.
simple. I won't tell y'all who I work for, but shoot, some companies don't even be trying to sell a policy. They be like, nah, we good. We don't want no more. We don't want no more. We good where we are. For real. As a matter of fact, to show you how good we are, check this price out. This is what your quote look like. Do you want this? You don't want this. Go over there. You know what I mean?
You work in insurance and your name is Quote. That is
Isn't
so
that something?
cool.
Isn't that kind of funny? Yeah, but I'm a salesman though, so giving you a quote is what I never want to do. I always want to sell you. So quotes be pissing me off, even though my
I
name
just
is
like the
Quote and I work in insurance.
multi-dimensionality of it all.
Yeah. I remember I was back in training, and I was like, everybody gets a code name for training. And they was like, yo, Quote, you do, like Tony, like you do DJ stuff and stuff like that and all kinds of stuff like that. What do they call you? I was like, they call me Quote. They was like, nope, we ain't calling you that. We is not calling you that. We ain't about no quotes around here. So they end up calling me T-Bonus. Because I'm about that money.
Oh, so you make the real money then.
I sell insurance, dag nabbit. I could say my boss's, if I said my boss's name, the owner of my company, y'all would know who he is. And I probably did, I did too much right there. I'm just talking to myself. Anyway, DJ LostandFound, how your week been?
Yeah, I'm chilling. I'm good, man. And I think the most exciting thing is I'm working on this project right now. I wish I could say with who. All I can say is the CHH platform because it's a little bit too early. And like you, I don't want the balls getting on me. So, but I'm working on a project, putting it together. It's in the early stages, but excited, man. So we working, man.
Dope. Love it. All right, so let's check on this, Miss Keynote Key. How your week be?
My week has been
Hey, girl.
exponentially productive, unequivocally restful, and just heavenly and divine. That's how my week's been. Thank you.
Sound like vacation.
Shower some of that down on the square.
Thanks so much, guys. And I'm a little bit skinny. I don't know if you can tell around about the neck area.
I mean, I see the one chin, sis.
Just saying.
Somebody check on the kids. Is everybody all right? Is everybody
I've lost
okay?
a little weight.
Nobody has been murdered?
No one's.
Nothing?
No, everyone's alive.
Nobody's died?
Well fed.
Everybody's alive. All
Everyone's
fed.
alive
Okay.
and fed and in their own corners.
Okay. Look at you.
Right?
All right. It's giving doing it.
I mean, and well.
Did I do that right?
And well, it's giving. I'm doing it and doing it well. Yes.
And doing it well. Doing it and doing it and doing it well.
That part.
But
That
do you
one.
represent Queens? No, you don't.
No, I was raised out in Brooklyn.
You were raised out in
you knew
Brooklyn.
that.
Though.
I thought
Yes,
y'all knew
indeed.
that.
I was just saying. Anyway, yeah, we just did the whole corny thing right there, which is so right up my lane. Thank you for participating in that, Key. I am definitely as corny as they come. But again, we thank you guys for hanging out with us here on the Tastemakers Pod. So, we got these topics. Is it me or are topics just getting harder and harder to come by? Is this not enough things happening in the world? Is this what happens the quiet before the storm, before the political just nonsense of 2024 that's just about to? Is that what this is?
If only there was a way I could communicate what topics might have been.
You did. I did. No. I saw you put topics in the thing. That's what it was. You did. You put some Black China joints in there that I missed.
I put a couple of
Can we
stories
talk about how
regarding
fine
that.
Method Man is at 50? I know he's married, but my God, on today.
That is so random.
We can always talk about that. There was never
Shouts
no
out to
talking
John
about
H in the chat. Okay,
He's
so
asking, is that a Martin steel guitar, Tosh? He asking you about your John H asking you about your guitar.
Yeah, it's a Martin.
I feel like you had to check the name, had to make sure.
No, because I'm so used to looking at this one. You want to see my other baby? The Martin is an acoustic. This one is the Traveler. It's an acoustic electric.
I mean, she is lawyer with a guitar.
So that is literally
my
Lord with
baby.
guitar. Okay, I see.
Devil tried to take her from me. I left her on the bus last week. But she was found.
She was founded.
The devil was mad because I went live last month and I was singing for the Lord.
Okay. Well, hey, topics tonight, guys. We're gonna talk about who does R&B and hip hop the best. Like, what artists can flip up the R&B and the hip hop styles the best in the Christian hip hop genre. We'll talk about that. We'll say, would you take another shot? Like, fall is around the corner and they talking new variants and stuff like that. You take another shot?
You're talking
Let's
about.
talk about it.
I didn't. Shot is so.
Yeah.
In my life, Shot has so much.
Yeah, but you got to think it's YouTube, so I couldn't get too deep into certain verbiage and certain words, or you get just demonetized out the gate. And then I'm not gonna throw away my shot.
A booster. Would I get a booster? Okay.
Yes, basically. And then we're gonna talk about what's going on with Fearless Fund and how we'll talk about it.
I'm not on that level yet. I'm not on Stratocaster level yet.
Yeah, so we'll talk about that. And then lastly, we will talk about this mugshot of this particular individual that came out last week. Donald Trump, our 45th president of the United States, getting mugshot pictures. And we'll see how that goes. And we'll talk a little bit about that too. But y'all know how we do. Before we get into all the things and all the topics, make sure to like and subscribe, do all the many things, share it out, tell a neighbor, tell a friend what it is we do every week, Wednesday night at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the Tastemakers pan. Go ahead and share it now. Like, bring in the community now. Go ahead and do that right now. And while you're doing that, we're going to get into memes of the week, all right? And that's normally right now is when I would go and reach out to Brina and be like, Brina, make it happen, but she ain't here. So I'm going to make it happen, okay? Let's see how we can do this. Starting off with, let's see if this works. DJ LostandFound. I thought this was hilarious. I hope you guys can hear it.
Me, I'm super fly, super duper fly, super duper fly.
Can y'all hear this?
Me, I'm super fly, super duper fly. Me, I'm super fly. When the rain hits my window.
Yeah. Oh, that is hilarious to me.
Not him dancing.
But yes, so love it, love it, love it. I guess he's out in Florida, down in your part of the world, and he is getting his Missy Elliott big trash bag on, which is dope because Missy comes from my part of the world. We got a street in Portsmouth named right after Missy Elliott, and so yeah, that's what it is. I thought that was funny. And now I want to hear the whole first album, Super Duper Fly. So let's go on to the next meme of the week. I can do it. I can do it. I could do it.
Like, shout out to Quote. That had sound. He only had.
Yeah, I mean,
look
you know what I'm
at
saying? I was doing it, yo. Doing it and doing it and doing it well.
Don't do that again, though, John.
You said don't do what?
That.
Don't do this thing again.
Oh. Well, I might not be able to get the next meme on, so let's talk about that. Matter of fact, y'all talk among yourselves.
All right, everybody go off the tongues right now.
Oh, really? Jesus. Lord God.
Yo, when they say, "Hey, I need y'all to machine gun the devil in tongues right now."
Listen.
Oh wow.
What level do you want though? Do you want like I just got my tongues? Do you want I've been speaking in tongues for 10 years tongues? Do you want I'm warring for your salvation tongues, or do you want Jackie McCullough tongues? Because there are levels.
No. Listen. Okay, listen. There's never a time for Jackie McCullough tongues unless it's like really.
You got to have a gun to the back of your head for Jackie McCullough tongues.
I don't even think you can plan Jackie. Like, if you can do that on command, I need to be sending you something every month.
Wow.
You need to sow into my ministry.
I need to sow right
So
on.
look, this ain't gonna work because for some reason I can't bring up your joint. So I'm gonna show my whole inbox. I'm gonna show my whole inbox, and I'm gonna see if Tasha can read this. Can you read that, Tasha? Because I can't.
This is the one. So click on it. Click on the link, man.
So when I click on the link, it actually opens up another browser. Oh, it actually want to act right now? You want to act right now? I tried to do this 3 times.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm sorry.
This is what happens when your uncle gets introduced to social media. This right here is what happens.
Listen,
Y'all give Uncle Larry the social media.
Listen,
this is what happens.
This might be what happens. It wasn't working initially.
How you do this thing now?
Now it want to work. All right, so what we got?
There you go.
You gotta read it.
The Shade Room post. Black China posted, yesterday I had to give up 3 of my cars. My reasons, my morals, beliefs, and being a single mother. No support. I'm a mama. And that. Okay. Yeah.
And then she clarified, said single, no child support.
And then Tyga. I pay $40,000 a year from my son's school, and he lives with me Monday through Saturday. Why would I pay child support?
Wow.
And then her other child's father.
Her other baby daddy is ain't that Rob? Yeah, the Kardashian. What did Kardashian say?
I paid $37,000 a year for school, and I got my kid. I think he got it like half the week. And then they start, I guess, commiserating or chuckling together about it. I guess, yeah, she had the smoke for Tyga though, because oh my gosh, did y'all hear that? That was so gross. Excuse me.
Didn't hear whatever you said.
You hear my breaks taking revenge on me?
Mm-mm.
Okay. Yeah, but she had a smoke for Tyga because she went ahead and filed for custody to modify the custody and get more time with their child, which remains to be seen. You know, I'm not gonna slip right on into my legal correspondent in the moment, but I thought it was worth bringing up.
Wow. So she got a child with Tyga and with Kardashian boy Rob. Tyga is not paying child support because obviously it sounds like he got custody. But Rob is paying, did you say $37 a year?
They both paying about the same to for school. Right, which in Florida is not child support. It doesn't count as child support. But it's like whatever they worked out in their cases, they have the kids most of the time, the fathers, they pay a good grip for private school. Yeah, she'll get nothing.
Child support.
So now she's filing for more time, more custody, because maybe the state she lives in, I'm still compiling stuff for my little video on the topic. But maybe there's similar to Florida where the more time you have, the more that impacts the support. So I'm seeing John H. saying that she actually owes them. That would make sense. If the child support is calculated the way it is here, because at certain times, even if they were earning equally, the dads ended up with the lion's share at the time. She might have agreed to that. I don't know. I'm still doing the research for my little video, whatever. But it's interesting because everybody's take on social media is you can't be Miss Janie come lately and all of a sudden you want all of this time now that you're broke. Now that you got saved, I'm gonna leave y'all alone because y'all was rejoicing real hard over that, and now y'all seeing what's really up.
That's Dr. Angela White. Put some respect on.
Oh my
yeah,
god!
like Bugs Bunny, what's up, Dr. Angela? Okay. So
Rel Jasper. Rel said, "Hold on, this the meme of the week, or this done moved into a topic?"
I'm just speaking on the topic. I mean, on the meme, but you know, so yeah, so it's interesting because you know everybody is sort of in chorus on social media that it's like, come on, girl, you're just doing this so that so you could get payments, and it is not right to upset the kids' lives because now it's convenient for you, which you know is right, but at the end of the day, if the court says, well, maybe they do need more time with their mom since they haven't really had it for the past few years, it's possible she could get a little more, or they could tell her, take a walk.
So if this technology situation is what happens when your uncle gets a hold of the social medias, then this meme of the week is what happens when you let a litigator actually participate in meme of the week. So thank you, Tasha.
They're not the same, Uncle Larry. They're not the same. You and that daggum computer, they're not the same.
Hey, I am making it happen over here, okay? Let's get into the next meme. Matter of fact, I believe this belongs to you, Miss Kiara. Let's see. Let's go ahead and get this meme right here. There you go. You can read that.
I was today years old when I found out that the Krusty Krab was actually a lobster trap. So Mr. Krabs ran a trap house and did.
Oh, wow.
Mr. Krabs ran a trap house, which makes perfect sense because he was about that bread.
No.
All day, every day. He could squeeze a penny out your nose.
Listen. John H said, I thought she was making $20 million a month from OnlyFans. Well, she had to put down the OnlyFans. Yeah, she had to put that down. Say it again?
She made $2 million total, I think she said.
Oh, total $2 million?
She going through financial struggles. That was like an earlier post.
Mm-hmm.
She's going through financial struggles.
That is so wild. So listen.
Taxes.
Hey, economy.
That.
Yeah. What's the other word I want to say when prices be going high?
Inflation.
Inflation. That's the word. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Why are you so disgusted with me? Why she sound so disgusted with me?
So sorry.
Okay. So listen, my meme of the week is going to take the cake. I am going to be the winner.
It's gonna be a corny dad joke.
It's not gonna be a corny dad joke at all. Man, this is so hard to do everything here. Now we know why Brina be quiet. Y'all be like, why Brina don't talk? Because she running the whole daggone show. That's why. Okay? That's why Brina don't always be talking. All right. So.
John H said you are aging before my eyes.
Oh my gosh.
Ain't he though?
All right, let's do it. My meme of the week. Let's get it.
I quit to become a sugar baby. Tell you all of his requirements and things I can and cannot do. Definitely prefers my hair ponytail or pulled back away from my face. When it comes to my appearance as a whole, he likes it very natural. He's a wholesome man. When it comes to like my actual body, he likes fit and healthy. Now, this isn't much of a problem for me. It can become a problem and he will let you go. He's very particular about what I wear. He does give me money to go out and buy whatever it is that he wants me to put on, which is why I don't complain too much. Speaking of paying for it, I'm gonna go over some of the things that he does pay for that I don't. Now, he pays me about twice a month. He pays for food or my time that I spend with him. My favorite payment is when he pays my rent. My favorite. I'm not the only one. And he does have us in multiple places. I originally am from Atlanta, but he asked me to move to South Carolina, and I did. And y'all know he paid my moving expenses too. And that I did move away from my family for him. He does give me particular times during the month to go and, you know, spend time with my family and do things that I want to do. If I have to travel to another place for him, he pays for that as well. My flight, my rental car, and even gives me a little bit of extra money so that I can eat while I'm out there doing whatever it is he needed me to do. There's not many things that I don't like about him. He can make some unnecessary rules, but for me, because of that pay, I don't complain. Just getting dressed, and I'm gonna show y'all his favorite outfit. Honestly, I don't know why he chose this outfit, because it's not the most flattering thing. Whatever he wants, I'm gonna give it to him. I knew it. Now let me hurry up, because he don't like when I'm late.
I recognize, as soon as she started talking, I recognized that shade of green
t-shirt.
It was the shirt.
It was definitely the shirt.
I got too many relatives in the military. Like,
listen, she was like, he asked me to move in. I did. When she said that he paid me twice in a month, I was like, 1st and 15th. Yeah.
No, if we could just stick a pin. But she said he pays me twice a month. I had to rethink some of my life decisions. I just for a second. Just for a second.
You had to rethink taking the bar? I
rethought it
in your law degree?
Just for a second. I'm just like, automatic drop, sis? Like, no invoice? No texting?
But y'all ain't know, though.
No collections.
He's not just a sugar daddy for women. He a sugar daddy for dudes, too.
Everybody sugar
anyway. Everybody sugar daddy. Uncle Sam. That's y'all talking about uncles. Exactly. Yeah, she talking about Uncle Sam.
He knows his way around a computer.
And we ain't.
Because he gives automatic deposits twice a month, so he absolutely knows his way around the computer.
I think Russia might have something to say about that. Listen, let's go ahead and get into the show. Appreciate you guys hanging out with us. Of course, it's the Tastemakers pod. Goss is still experiencing his month off, his August month off. And of course, Brina's actually doing some traveling. So again, thank you to DJ LostandFound and your girl Tosh for stepping in for us. All right. But yeah, we got a show for your night. We need y'all to do what y'all do in the chat. Because these topics is going to be quite interesting. So listen, Cruise Hip Hop put up a joint on who does R&B hip hop, the R&B and hip hop the best in Christian hip hop. And so they had a picture of Christian Grey, John Keith, Aaron Cole, and Mike Teasy. Sorry. I was in a tizzy when I said Teasy. But
if you ever do that again,
oh, this is the whole night.
Call Brina so she can cut the feed from wherever she is.
Listen, no, this is the whole night. There will be a bunch of corny jokes coming from the top left all night. It's going to be happening because I am tired running off a bang, and the first corny joke that pops in my head, like I am in a tizzy for teasing, it's going to come out. That's just kind of what's going to happen. So the answer to that question, guys, is Christian Grey. Plain and simple, end of discussion. But since Christian Grey really doesn't consider himself Christian hip hop necessarily anymore, let's take Christian Grey up out of the paint on that one. It makes it a little bit more challenging. And let's say Mike Teasy, let's say Aaron Cole, let's say John Keith, and then most of y'all haven't really heard his R&B styles, but maybe you've heard him sing on some other joints. Let's say Jared Sanders. So who does hip hop and R&B mix together better? Aaron Cole, Jared Sanders, Mike Teasy, or John Keith? Since we got DJ LostandFound right here, I'll go ahead and let him get dibs on that first.
Yeah. So you already spoiled it for me because I was gonna add a fifth person. If they ain't put Jared in there, I was adding a fifth person. Because Jared, according to my wife, at least, I haven't heard it yet. According to my wife, his R&B is possibly better than his rapping. So
that's what
for me, I'm gonna trust it. Yeah, because she put me onto a lot of good stuff. So I'm gonna trust it. Because of the artist that he is, I'm gonna go with Jared, but I would say Aaron Cole is probably a close second for me.
Okay, all right. Tosh, what you say?
Y'all know I don't be knowing people names like that. You got to tell me songs. Now, no, I know Christian Grey, right?
because she gonna do the same thing that you're doing.
Right, no, because there's a certain point where it's just like I'm just listening to playlists at this point. Like at a certain point, I stop really checking for artists, or you know who my exception is, because he could be on this list too. Matter of fact.
Actually, he probably could, yeah, but he hasn't dropped anything in a while, has he? Has AHA dropped anything in a while?
He's literally always dropping something.
Oh, okay. Okay.
But I get it. It's more of a crooner. I mean, he be singing, so he's my answer, actually. Okay, fine. He doesn't do R&B like that, like you guys were talking about. Yeah, I don't understand why Christian Grey is on the list. You got to own people who's owning you. I'm just so tired of the low self-esteem, right? Like, let's let people choose who and where they are, right? So as far as the kids that are left, I like them. I can't attach their songs to their names so much as I can with Aaron Cole.
I just want you to know you're sounding as old as I be sounding on a regular basis right now.
I
like
told
the kids. I can't really attach the songs to their names, but
nope. So as far as the kids who are left, who are not AHA, I'm most familiar with Aaron Cole stuff, so I'll just throw my vote in for him tonight.
Aaron Cole's a good choice, I think. Kiara, you want to get in here or what? I know how you be with Christian hip hop.
I don't listen to Christian hip hop and R&B like that. I still listen to Pony and Freak Like Me, so I'm the wrong person to ask. Okay.
Hold on. So let's have a moment of confession.
I love Jesus.
Let's have a moment of candor.
An old genuine whose back actually rolls properly.
I will listen to said music and then jump right into a CHH playlist. Like it's all.
I do the same thing. Don't get it twisted.
I don't care.
Yeah, I will definitely go.
You
not during prayer, but when I get up. Okay. I'm just gonna hit play on my.
Yes, Millicent. I still listen to Pony. Okay, I'm sorry. You're listen. Millicent is in my Bible study in the mornings, and I'm his sister in the Lord, like I'm his big sister in the Lord, and we talk about many spiritual things. But let's be clear, there's a playlist that I listen to. I do have a Christian playlist, guys. I do listen to some Christian, and Quote has helped me expand my CHH.
Yes, he has.
Situation. Because before that, I did not bang with y'all. I didn't. I generally was not impressed. Now the musicality and things, you need to let it go in the name of Jesus. I mean, I'll hold it in the cut until I get married. When I get a husband, though, Pony will be in rotation. Yeah? Yeah. Now, until then, I didn't really listen to CHH like that.
Melissa said, Lusa, let it go.
I didn't. Y'all have expanded my horizon. So all the people you're mentioning, I will probably Google later and listen to the stuff that they did.
Matter of fact, I'm going to open your playlist, Quote.
Okay.
I'm going to tell you right now who got the most from me.
When I get married, though.
I just want you to know that you've got Pony in my head right now.
I'm so sorry.
I want to sing it so bad, or at least recite the lyrics. I can't even recite the lyrics, get to the third word, and I'd be in trouble. Well, from these, from the internet.
I'm just saying, like, I have a playlist that's chilling in the cut. Sometimes I pull it out and listen to it. I listen to it one time and I go, okay, Jesus, I gotta put this away.
Right. No, like you get all the good stuff in the food pyramid and then a little candy on top, so it's like.
Shouts out to Anthony Blair. Shouts out to Millerson as well. I don't know who else I might have missed. Y'all, I'm trying to do everything. I feel like I'm missing people in the chat. Like, y'all make sure to shout out to people in the chat and talk about what they talking about too. Jordan Armstrong don't be rapping though. He don't be rapping though, bro. He don't rap though.
We just said it's Ja Rule.
Ja Rule from a hip hop singer. No, really. I mean, was Ja Rule not the first Drake? Like who else? I mean, I'm just saying. That nigga just was singing on everything, right? Was he not?
It's like the Cookie Monster singing on a track. It was terrible. Stop singing, Ja. You sound like Cookie Monster.
What you talking about Fantasia for? Fantasia, what you talking about?
Judon just being extra today. He's feeling mischievous.
I can see that.
Listen. So anyway, that topic. I think Christian Grey would have won hands down if we would have kept him in there. So I think it was good to get Kristen out of the running right there. Judon Lauryn Hill. Yes, Lauryn Hill, excellent at hip hop and R&B. So,
we're talking about in the real world or just in CH?
Yeah, God.
There's a distinction.
The real world? What are we? What is this, MTV now? Really? The real world? It is all the real world.
No,
is
I
it
thought
not?
we were just talking about the people Cruz asked about.
That's all we were talking about. But the chat is doing what the chat do. And the chat, they go left. And so, we have the option whether or not we go left with them or whether we stay on course. But no, Lauryn Hill, great. Yes. Would you like to say your favorite hip hop R&B singer in the real world, as you put it?
I mean, it's been said.
What, Lauren?
Actually, John H. That is an actual, and it is a factual.
John H. says AHA is greater than Kristen Gray.
Give me quote. I want to put that up on here.
Say that again. Oh, you want me to do that?
I'm just trying to.
Uncle can't do it up the top. Uncle don't know how to press the buttons and make the things come up on the screen.
And don't.
And did is right there. So anyway, so shouts out to AHA. Of course, AHA the GOAT. Definitely. As they said it right there. Look, you have a friend, Tasha.
All right, believer, you're my friend.
You know what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? So listen, I guess my thing is, AHA is great. From a talent standpoint, there's not a but. And AHA is great. And from a talent standpoint, there's not one person there's not many people in even mainstream that's as talented as Christian Gray.
No. Christian Gray had a moment.
No, I remember I was really tripping over him when he was. I mean, I'm not gonna even. I'm trying not to talk like he's like this thing in the past. You know what I'm saying? It's been a while since I'm listening to him. Last time I listened to him, I had no idea what was going on. I wasn't up on the news, so I just played it loud around, the kiddies and the old folk.
Oh, when he was dropping F-bombs, and you got in trouble? Christian Gray was dropping F-bombs, and it messed you all up?
I was like, who put this CD in here?
Sounded like an auntie. Listen, we all sounded old the show.
Mind you, it's Spotify, but still, yes, because I'm an auntie. Who put this CD in here? This ain't mine. Yeah.
Listen, y'all, it's funny. So listen,
Hold on, wait. I Am Rescued. Duh.
I Am Rescued was good choice. I think he does a good job with it as well. Tone is probably one of the only Christian cats that I would say is more talented than Christian Gray.
Mr. Carson.
You got rebuked out her eyes. Did you see the rebuke? That was a full church mother look out her eyes when you said Tone.
Mr. Carson.
Tone is without a shadow of a doubt more talented than
someone who was
Gray.
Arguably the biggest, if not one of the biggest Tone fans. You are not to bring him up in post-millennial discussions, okay? We gotta let it go.
I can't talk about Tone past 2005. Is that what you're saying? I can't talk about Tone, or do I have to refer to him by his current name? Do I have to say B Slade? Is that what I got to do?
No, you gotta just not bring him up, because here's the thing, right? So like we want to be classic.
He and Fanatic are in the same box.
No. Him and Fanatic are not in the same box. Tone claims Christ.
We don't talk about
Bruno. Does not claim Christ.
We don't talk about Bruno.
We don't talk about Bruno. We don't talk about Tone.
We don't talk about Bruno factor, but then also it's like, I mean,
listen. They let that Walls boy kiss the other boy in the mouth, and he was still able to say gospel.
No, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the fact that we're talking about Floyd Mayweather, and you're bringing up Muhammad Ali. You know who can fight Muhammad Ali?
You're saying that's how big the gap is.
Stop it.
Between Kristen Gray.
I had to learn to stop doing it.
Okay.
I had to learn to stop doing it. And
John H.
I have Tone projects that you can't find in the store.
If you
love
think
him.
Out the Box is a good Tone project,
Okay, so John H is 12 years old.
We're not even talking about the same thing by no means.
Okay, so
by no means.
Okay. We're
talking about the real Tone. We're not talking about the label forced to release Tone. We're talking about real deal Tone.
John H, when are you going to be drinking age? When are you going to be drinking age, John H?
Restriction on him, wasn't it?
Huh?
There was that whole restriction on him.
Oh, yeah. I want to say he released Out the Box. I want to know either O2 or Out the Box. He had to submit that to Integrity, I want to say 20, 30 times before it was where they wanted it to be from a
it's annoying
church standpoint. You know what I mean? A structured, standpoint. No, I'm talking Tone. I'm talking pronounced Tone. I might be talking O2 a little bit. I'm talking about what was the joint that he did, the 2 underground products that he did? Oak Park. Thank you. Oh, Oak Park. I'm talking Oak Park Tone.
And I'm talking something circus. Was it just circus or something?
We're doing
circus. It right now.
Yep.
We're rocking Marcianoing right now. We have to stop.
Right. Okay. All right. Yes. So listen. Yes.
Boys will always hit you with back in my day. Quote gonna hit you at least one back in my day at any point during the podcast.
Yeah, we know he beat Joe
back in my day.
We know he beat Joe Lewis, but we're not talking about him.
It is what it is.
What's the old head name in the barbershop movie that Cedric played? That's Quote. That's Quote. Every time.
It might be. I ain't gonna front. That might be. Listen. So
OJ did it. That's Quote every week.
OJ did it. OJ did it because he did. And let's see. And did y'all get y'all's in the real world hip hop R&B artists out, as Tasha said?
No, I'm not gonna change the prompt. I'll just. He said somebody typed Lauryn Hill. I was like, oh, we're talking. I should say all hip hop and not just the subgenre with which this show is associated. Okay, I repent for my disrespect.
Yeah, Oak Park was about a year or so before Outbox. That's true, John H. That's not
quote in the name of Jesus.
Okay, all right, I'll move on. So listen.
You see how she slid the patois? I mean, stop. This is where we stop.
Stop it.
I'm just saying, you know what I mean?
Oh, Goss, hurry up and get back. He's turning this into a geriatric show. Goss.
Regis is not helping it. Regis.
Put the turntables down, Goss, and get back.
Do you know what Goss did to me, that disrespectful nigga? Listen. I am in the barbershop.
I want Quote to tell us. Oh, he really
Yes, listen. I'm in the barbershop getting a haircut. My barber is doing what he do. This dude called me. I send him the voicemail because I'm in the chair getting a haircut. Text him like, all is well? You good? He hit me back. No, I said, I'm in the barber's chair. All is well? This nigga gonna text me in front of my barber. You go to the barbershop to get your haircut? Something like that. What did he say? Let me see if I can pull it up. This nigga said...
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Said, disrespectful. Oh, here you go. No, this is what he said. He said, since when you get haircuts? That's what he said to me in front of my barber. Since when you get haircuts? I'm like, since when I ain't get haircuts?
So disrespectful.
So disrespectful in front of my barber. I had to tell my barber. I was like, dude, you have to step your game up. You see what these niggas is doing to me in the streets? You know what I'm saying? Like, what in the world? Oh man, so daggone disrespectful. It's the bald headed thing. He bald headed, so he ain't got to go to the.
Did I tell you when Goss really disrespected you? Move on.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Oh, there go Goss too. What's up?
I ain't never knew Quote got cut. I'm just saying. What are we talking about?
Oh, Corey, he's come on the podcast and talked about getting haircuts and how you can't really see the gray in his beard once he gets it lined up. We've had this conversation.
And then Trisha and Key used to actually, every once in a while, they don't do it much anymore, but they used to compliment me on my beer game.
Well, you have
just because your beer don't connect, nigga. You know what I mean? Don't mean, you know what I mean? I got the, you know what I'm saying? I just got it all right here.
Beer gang, you know beer gang. That was a beer gang flex, Corey. I don't think you should take that.
I'm just saying. Listen, let's keep it moving.
I feel like Quota's choosing violence tonight.
I mean,
it's
refreshing. It's refreshing.
I told you, I'm a little tired. You know what I'm saying? I'm a little tired. So cranky quote. Yeah, I'm tired. Cranky quote is here. So, since when your beer connects? Since when?
Maybe
Bruh,
that's
the word connect.
I told you that's the real reason for his sabbatical.
Don't even connect.
Corey's real reason for his sabbatical is not to practice DJing. He is in the gym because when Whit pull up, he needs his beard to connect and his muscles on full flex. That's why he's gone. Watch when he come back, y'all. He gonna come back looking like a whole juice head, shoulders up here, full beard. We gonna be like, who is this? He gonna
like
be
Melissa said, he got that beard. He got that beard weave. He got that. I'm just saying, cats be doing weird stuff nowadays.
Put in the word for she find out. It won't matter.
Anyway, so back to the topic. They say, matter of fact, we got video. This is what we got. Let's go to jump into the video.
The chat is holding us accountable for our language.
But I get 3 N-bombs a night, don't I?
You don't even use the N-word.
This is early.
DJ LostandFound said this is early. All right.
I don't know.
Go ahead and
I want the villainous quote to stick around though. I'm gonna give the N-words a pass.
I'm just saying. I'm tired. Let's get to it.
We're seeing new evidence that the COVID cases, they are ticking up across the country. Oh no. While the experts say there is no reason to panic, the test positivity rate has shot up since June after steady declines since the beginning of the year. Good news is the new boosters are on the way. They are strongly recommended for people who are at high risk. Errol Barnett is here with more on what you need to know about this story. Errol, we are all over COVID, but COVID is not over us. Good morning to you.
Yes, very true, Gail. Good morning, everyone. Health officials say the summer gatherings and travel that we're all up to have fueled this recent uptick. Case rates are actually highest right now in the southwest region of the country. And while, yes, you all may be tempted to go out and get that booster shot, you may want to wait just a bit longer, and here's why. As many enter the last few weeks of the social summer season, it's clear one thing didn't take a break: COVID. And with fall fast approaching, many are wondering if and when they should get their booster shots.
Everyone will likely meet the criteria to get the new boosters.
CBS News spoke with Dr. Bernard Kamens, who's the medical director for infection prevention at Mount Sinai. He says the next generation of boosters will target more recent coronavirus variants, which is especially important for people over 60 and those with chronic illness. For people considering a COVID shot, do you recommend they wait?
Yes, I do think that the best thing to do is to wait until the new booster is available.
The CDC says those boosters won't be available until early fall, which is the same time people should get annual flu shots. What's the best advice for people who are considering these shots and wondering if they can get them together?
There's actually no reason to think that you cannot take these shots together.
And health officials say it's crucial folks remember just basic hygiene lessons we all learned at the beginning and the height of the pandemic and childhood. Hand washing, covering your cough, staying home when you're sick, and of course avoiding crowded indoor activities if you can.
Great advice. I'm waiting for the fall to get my booster.
Yes, and the suggestion is for people who want free boosters, wait a few weeks till mid-October when that program kicks in, even though boosters will be available earlier.
Okay, I'll wait till mid-October to get the free booster. I always like a deal, Errol.
Stay COVID-free.
Yeah.
So, Key, I see that you like that little slight jab he gave.
First of all, he was like, and childhood, like,
And
duh,
childhood.
wash your hands, nasty. First of all, whose child is this? I said, wait a minute, whose little British cupcake is this?
I feel like it might be. I feel like this is the real topic, by the way. Is this guy British? And Yeah, because
whose little cupcake is this with the eyes?
Yeah, because I mean, I feel like if you're British, American media will let you keep your accent, and he sounds like he's trying to Americanize his accent unnecessarily. Or did he just like have a dual raising experience and just can't help but speak between the two? Because what's the other one? I hear the British, but what is it being mixed with? What's the other influence?
I don't know.
I'm not getting it.
Yeah. Western. I don't know. I just was like, oh, whose little cupcake is this? First things first, though, let's talk about the most important part of this whole situation.
How much he looked like homeboy that they just fired.
I hated Gail's wig. Why did they not tweeze that part of it? First of all, I hated Gail's wig. Like, the hairline's not tweezed, the part's not tweezed. I don't wear wigs, but I know enough to know. Blend the lace, tweeze the part, add concealer, tweeze the hairline, lay the lace down, melt that joker into her forehead. You ain't got to use wholehearted glue.
Why they got her on there looking like who did the body?
It was like they said, come here, girl, boom, and then just push it out in front of the camera. I hated it.
I blame Tyler Perry. I feel like he's somewhere around.
Wherever there's a bad wig, there's Tyler Perry.
Within 6 degrees of separation. Yeah, no, I don't appreciate them having her looking like who did the body. I don't appreciate it.
If Robin Givens have good wigs every time. If Robin Givens, who hasn't been in circulation for hundreds of years, can have decent wigs and weaves, I feel like Gayle King, who is Oprah's best freaking friend. Like, come on, she's on CBS News. Y'all don't got black hairstyles on CBS News. Y'all know to tweeze that part wider than that. Put concealer, put a little wig tape, put the concealer, put the wig tape under the part, put the concealer on the wig tape. Tweeze that hairline. It's giving very much newscaster on Planet of the Apes. I hate it.
Yeah, no, Gail is rested in peace.
Hated it. Kill Gail? Is she dead?
I hate the wig. I killed the wig. I hate the wig.
Oh Lord! Yeah. Somebody said her and Pam Oliver assistant. Oh, don't bring the Pam. So, listen. The question is real simple. Y'all getting this new shot?
They fix Gail's wig. I'll get the shot.
Okay. If they fix Gail's wig, you'll get the shot. All right. Oh, that's right, Judon. Snoop did call her a dog head beaver. He did. Hold on, that's what she did. What did she do? Something? Was it to Chris Brown or was it Kobe Bryant?
I feel like it was a very Judon thing to bring that up.
It might have been. But Judon, I don't remember. Was that a Kobe Bryant thing? That was a Kobe Bryant thing, right? When she tried to say something against Kobe.
Yeah.
Or was that Chris Brown?
Chris
Brown. It wasn't Gail with Chris Brown. It was Robin, whatever her name was with Chris Brown. It was Kobe. That's right.
She does, Mellerson.
Charles.
Listen, y'all are too much. All right, so
that wig is terrible.
All right,
I feel like you can go. Listen, Sensational has a collection called
We're extracting the real topics. It's okay. Let us work.
Listen,
this is the real topic.
Yes, it is. Yes, Sensational has a collection of wigs. They're like no more than $70. It's called What Lace. It's like a HD, like clear synthetic lace. It's a synthetic wig. All you gotta do is go on Wig Styles. I'm not gonna say the whole name because they're not sponsoring this, but go to a wig company, go to a wig store, go to the beauty supply store. Say, hey, do you have any Sensational What Lace? That Asian man gonna know what you're talking about. He gonna go find all of the what laces. He gonna bring them to the front. You ain't even gotta do that much tweezing. All you gotta do is cut the lace, put some wax stick, and lay that joint down. Because right now her wig is giving very much, what? I hate it.
Well, see, as someone who's not like versed in wigs but have to wear them sometimes in a pinch, I just go with just have a bang. Just have you a bang.
Well, put a headband wig
on that. You don't know how to do the root work. Just have you a bang and call it a day.
Give her a headband wig even. Like, do something, but stop giving her these wigs. This wig is like, it's like...
Yeah, because now all you got to do is just pull back your own baby hairs. You just gel your own thing back, and then you slap it on there, and it looks like it's continuing from your,
Anyway, if Donald Trump showed up and
very upset.
At the back of her head like he did in Puerto Rico, if Donald Trump threw a roll of toilet paper on her head like he was doing to people in Puerto Rico, that toilet paper would bounce off that wig and that wig wouldn't move. I hate it with my whole heart.
It's her head, Charles.
The bang.
When you wake Charles Brown up, it's time to move on because he is going wild out.
Listen, I don't like it. You too close to Oprah. Oprah's hair is always laid. You too close to Oprah to not have good hair.
And so yes, in conclusion, we will get the booster shot if.
So again, the getting of the booster shot is contingent upon Gayle King getting her head game together.
Hair game.
Hair game. Let me be hair game.
Hair game. Because head game the whole other situation.
Whole other topic. And we're not. It's not Tastemakers After Dark yet. This one right here. So anyway, yes. All right, Lost and Found. Would you like to participate? How you looking on that shot coming around here?
Listen, first of all, I need a podcast between y'all two. All right, I'm gonna need some type of form of entertainment on a weekly basis. Okay, this is wild and savage at the same time.
Yes.
Oh, y'all done woke John up. Oh, Lord.
Really? All right, the chat is out of control. And y'all are allowing the chat to lead us instead of us leading on chat, which is very much.
The shape of her wig is the recycled logo.
I can't stop laughing. Not recycled.
Listen, y'all are doing too much.
Oh my gosh. You can't. I gotta turn off my camera because I'll be laughing for
me. God. So, to answer the question,
the question.
Lost and Found said, you might gonna keep up with it.
Listen, no. I live in Texas for a reason. No, I'm not getting it. I'm good. I got the major shot, the jab because I wanted to have my job, and that was about it. But for me, it's a no. For my wife, she probably get it. She got the other two, jabs, but for me, I'm good.
I'd be in the same position. I think because my wife works kind of in the field, so she might do it. Me, I'd be like, I'm good.
I'm good. Yeah, I'm chilling.
I did get the first, but it wasn't to keep my job. I just was like, all right, let me go ahead and. I think I was traveling. I did go to Brazil, so I think I was traveling. I had to make it happen. But no, after that, I was like, any boosters or anything like that, I was like, I'm good.
I'm trying to stop laughing.
Listen, what is going on?
You told us to follow the chat with you.
Listen.
The chat is a lot of that.
Shouts out to JR Small Ruck out here. Come on. She is saving the turtles out here? What in the world?
Yo.
All right.
I'm done. I gotta focus. I'm about to close this chat so I can pay attention to what y'all doing.
Oh, Lord.
Yes, somebody needs to be the hall monitor at this point.
Okay, I closed it so I can focus on what y'all doing right now.
Listen. So anyway, yes. So are y'all still in contingencies, or will y'all actually be doing it, or no?
I have no intention on getting jabbed. None. I haven't. Okay. And this, I hope the government is not watching and using this as a means of framing me. I stopped getting the flu shot years ago because the flu shot. The flu shot would make me so deathly sick for like a month. Like my voice, I'd lose my voice. My body would hurt. My back would hurt. It would have such adverse effects on me. The one time I took my son to get the flu shot, he was sick, like with diarrhea for like 36 hours. He was vomiting everywhere. It was horrible. So we just stopped. Shut up, Jamal. She just stopped. I just stopped with the vaccine.
Oh, it's the commercial with the dawn and the little duck.
Yeah, I'm just picturing a duck on her head, an oily duck.
Oily duck.
I closed out the chat so I could focus, guys, because I really
yeah, but then quote is putting it on the corner of the screen.
My rib.
Okay, so
yeah, I'm neutral.
Okay, neutral there. Yeah, I advise everybody to
arises and it causes me to think of, well, maybe I should get it. Then I might go on down to Publix and get it because I live at Publix anyway.
Everybody do what you feel is best for y'all. Like I said, my wife will probably get it, but I probably won't. That's good for the most part.
The only reason I got COVID is because a kid sneezed in my kid's face, and then my kid sneezed in my face. That's the only reason I caught COVID. Other than that, I didn't have it.
So what you're saying is you didn't have your mask on? I'm messing with you.
No, anyway. Not for my kid. When my kid sneezed in my face, I didn't have a mask on.
Interesting thing, I stopped getting the flu shot years ago as well, and the year I got it was 2019. And I got the flu that year. And for the first time in my life, had a flu that affected my ability to breathe. I could not walk from the kitchen to the bathroom without getting winded, and had to be home like on bed rest. And for the first time in my life, in my adult life, had to have an inhaler. And then a few months later, we hear about COVID-19. So I don't know. I might have had it for y'all knew about it.
Same here. Yeah. Thanksgiving.
There you go.
And Thanksgiving.
I had the same thing happen to me on Thanksgiving, 2019. I had the body aches. I had the fever. Was in bed for, it wasn't 2 weeks, but it was like 3-4 days. So I don't know if it was an early, variant. I don't know.
Yeah, the beta. Yes. The beta version was testing it out.
Same thing happened to me February of 2020. Before I'm gonna say, was it March or May?
And then you had COVID because.
But nobody. It was not anything that anybody was talking about. No, people won't talk.
Overseas, they were saying it's on its way from China, guys. It's on its way from China.
February, March, it was on its way.
The announcements for COVID. I think when did the NBA shut down?
March.
That was
shut everything down in March. Yeah.
Was it March? Okay,
Trust me, I was tight.
I didn't get COVID until 2022.
Same.
1. No, 2022. I didn't get COVID until 2022. I was out. I was going into the supermarket and things. Because I was like, I'm not dirty. I wash my hands. I don't let my dog lick me in the face. I don't lick my fingers and then touch handles. I use soap.
Judon, bring that up in the Patreon chat. That's a good discussion.
Judon is not in the Patreon chat. Judon, you should get in the Patreon.
In Cam, yeah.
Unless Megan Good is in there, Judon ain't paying for no Patreon.
Megan Good is not in the Patreon chat. Yeah. Listen. So anyway, that's what it is. I'm just interested that COVID is still a thing. I don't. Do y'all actually know anybody though that has gotten COVID in the last 3 months, 6 months?
Yeah, we just put somebody in the ground. Quote.
Oh, for real? I don't even know nobody.
A friend of mine, her husband. He was an older gentleman. It wasn't this new strain that's going around now. I'm not sure what strain it was, but yeah.
Well, all right. Well, Cats is out here fearless. Speaking of being fearless, y'all, there's a lot of weird litigation going on right now. And the same dude that caused the issue about getting rid of the affirmative action when it comes to the schools is now attacking some investment joints in Atlanta that help out Black women. Let's get into it. Just be one moment.
Yeah, people be out being gross, Charles. I'm sorry your family caught COVID. The only reason I got it is because my baby caught it. And she caught it from some little nasty child at the aquarium.
Am I supposed to know what this is? Like, am I lame, or is that something very specific?
It's a natural hair expo for Black women.
Dang, I was supposed to know that. I was supposed to know that.
A local organization investing in Black women-owned businesses, but now live at 5, they are accused of discrimination.
Well, the Fearless Fund is being sued by a group with ties to a conservative activist, arguing it violates federal law. Atlanta News First, Yasmina Alston. She's live at 5 in Midtown Atlanta. And Yasmina, could this lawsuit impact some Black businesses?
Yeah, you about to be.
Yeah, Tracy, well, depending on the outcome of
the lawsuit,
devastating for Black women-owned businesses, but that's why leaders of Fearless Fund say they are not backing down.
Our message is clear. Our corporate partners stand by us. MasterCard, Bank of America, Ally Bank, JP Morgan Chase, and many others.
Surprise, but putting up a fight. Fearless Fund CEO Arian Simone speaking out Thursday against a racial discrimination lawsuit targeting the Atlanta-based venture capital firm that invests in businesses led by women of color. The American Alliance for Equal Rights claims a Fearless Fund program violates the Civil Rights Act of 1866 because they have members who are being excluded from a grant program specifically for Black women business owners. In response, Simone says their work for Black women is vital.
We've been in touch with all of our investors. They stand by their DEI programs. They stand by their commitments that they've made post-George Floyd to the Black community. They are in agreement with the work that they have done and the work they are doing with us.
Statistics show Black female-owned businesses are growing but are underfunded. Fearless Funds ensures they succeed, investing in Black female-owned businesses like Atlanta-based Slutty Vegan.
It's a continued attack on diversity, the attempt to gut affirmative action.
Georgia NAACP President Attorney Gerald Griggs was shocked about the lawsuit and says depending on the outcome, it could be devastating to an already underfunded group.
What they're doing is exceptional. They're one of the leading venture capital funds in the country, specifically focused on a group that has been systemically oppressed and underappreciated and underfunded.
And the AAFER also points to the Supreme Court's recent decision to ban affirmative action. Live in Midtown, Yasmina Alston, Atlanta News First.
Okay.
Charles, my literal response.
So listen, had any of you guys heard about this before, right here?
It just popped up on my radar like early this morning. I think Voice Watkins was talking about it.
Okay. You said Voice was talking about it?
Yeah, maybe mixing it up with another fund in Texas that's actually headed by two men. So, yeah, I don't think this one has hit me yet, but...
Okay. Lost and Found, you heard anything about this?
I've heard enough to opine.
Okay, yeah.
No, this is absolutely new to me. It's first time today hearing about it.
And then Key, what about you?
I have heard that there was some trouble. I know there's some white conservatives who have issues with this. I think, and it doesn't strike, none of this strikes me abnormal as once Atlanta got flipped to a blue state, all the conservatives went ape. So I knew they were going to start coming for stuff just like this. And as a Black woman in business, as a minority woman in business, we always are looking for opportunities to be funded because more often than not, we have to bootstrap our businesses. And so any place that gives us grants or funding is always on our radar. So of course I knew about this organization, and then when the rumble started about them, not being fair, it was like, who's saying this? Show me the faces of the people who are saying this.
So this is Edward Bloom. It's the same dude who went after affirmative action and got that turned for the college admissions, right? Basically saying that it's not fair, and it's not fair. It's not equal rights for it to happen, and so he picked a venture capital, a situation ran by these Black women, 4 Black women. What's her name? I hate that I'm gonna do this to this girl, but Rudy from the
Ayana and Arian.
Yes, Ayana and Arian. Keisha Knight Polium was one of the earlier investors in this venture capitalist firm as well. And he basically saw a venture capitalist fund targeting or giving money only to women of color. And he's now put a lawsuit against them saying it's not equal rights. And of course, he's the one that flipped affirmative action. So theoretically, he might have success flipping this as well. And then it sets a precedent pretty much. and then of course you have stuff like that. So most likely, I'm with you, most likely this will not work. He didn't know who he was dealing with in this case. He didn't know who they were, the connections they have. These are venture capitalists who actually had funds from the entertainment world, who have kind of put in. And so all this to say, this joint literally pissed me off. Black people get probably 2% of all venture capitalist funds. Black women, I think 0.03% or something like that. And for you, and then, so how much money have these venture capitalists, this particular one he attacked, how much have they raised? They raised about 29 million. Wow. 29 million?
Drop in the bucket.
It ain't even a drop on the block. It might be vapor from a drop in the bucket. You know what I mean? Like, we talking about a multi-billionaire situation, a $1 billion situation, and we're talking about $29 million. And so, black women, love you guys. Y'all do what y'all do. And a couple things, it just really frustrated me because I was raised conservative, all right? I was raised conservative. Over the years, I've kind of gone into this more, I like to say independent space, but Tasha always corrects me because I really ain't independent either. What is it called, Tasha?
Well, you NPA? You no party affiliation?
Basically, NPA, right. I'm not a party writer. I don't really affiliate with no parties and nothing like that. But when you see these blatant attacks on our people to take what little we have, we just don't want y'all to have nothing. $29 million? 2% of all venture capitalist stuff go to us? 2%. We should be fussing about the other 98%, but we don't. We just mind our business and try to do what we do. And to come along and bring this up against these sisters, this is an attack on black wealth. This is what this is. And again, we're going to be, I hate to say it, but the Tastemakers Pod is probably going to get real political in next year, and then we'll get away from it. But we'll have to do it this next year just because of what the atmosphere is going to create in the next year. Right. Yeah. And then we'll get away with it once, we'll probably try to get away from it once presidency and all that stuff gets done. But even me saying that is a foolish comment because it ain't even the presidency that's, really the thing we should be most focused on. We should be voting on all levels, right? And so I could not believe, and it really hurt my heart to see, we talking about, we ain't got nothing. Like our dollar, like for every $10 a white family makes, we make $1. And y'all trying to come after our finances?
And so we should just leave this country. Yes, we should just buy all the tickets and leave this country. Make your own Chipotle, make your own ribs, make your own cigarettes, make your own clothes. Do it yourselves. Do it all yourself.
No, seriously. This is what I mean when I say politics is a pretty word for war.
Mm-hmm.
It's a war. It's been a war.
It really, yeah.
When even though guns are drawn, which they are in some circumstances, if we want to talk about police brutality, but just sticking with these financial issues, when there are enough resources to go around, and the people you claim are lazy are actually doing the work of laying hold of those resources, and then you actively, if we're talking about decades ago, bomb the cities they build, bomb the ecosystems they build, and then now you want to come back and instead of with helicopters and bombs, it's lawsuits and briefs in order to stand in their way, and really as a part of your endless campaign to paint them to the rest of the public as people who refuse to pull themselves up by their bootstraps, but you're cutting the bootstraps. It's just, sin is really ugly. Sin in the world is really ugly. And our brand, the brand of sin that we see being practiced in, the mainstream, political arena, it's infuriating. Because it's beyond ridiculousness. It's like a level of corporate gaslighting practiced by a certain community that has actually started to stick as a credible school of thought. Like now, you could look at someone and say you're ridiculous if you get in an argument about, oh, is there still racism? Is there still discrimination? It's like you would get heated enough to argue with them, but at the end of the day, they're ridiculous, and most people really do as well. But now, they've done that trick, which a lot of litigators do, is when you sing that song, you ring that bell so many times, some people actually start to really believe it. And it's so interesting where we are now as a society. Before George Floyd was murdered, a lot of our less melanated brethren and non-brethren, were ignorant. There was not enough stakes. They weren't enough. They weren't stakeholders to a degree where it really mattered to them to, believe Black people are not about the things that we say we go through, But after that event, you had a lot of people wake up. And now what we're left now with is a very virile or, vitriol fueled, willfully ignorant. That's who remains, the willfully ignorant. And they're more rabid. They have been empowered by not just the actual policies, but just the rhetoric of their leaders. Orange Cheeto dust, we're going to be talking about in a few moments, and then Ron DeSantis. With I'm not even going to start with him. And look, policy-wise, there's some things that I love that he does, but it does not equal a net positive for what he's doing to add to the problem of race. And it's just, what's infuriating to me is the gaslighting, that you're really taking yourself serious. You know you're wrong. This is BS, but you just want to do it. And there's that 20-30% that are going to latch onto it and be empowered by it and cheer it on. And they're not even enough for your party to win the election, but you just want to pander to that crowd because after Trump, or since Trump, you see how loyal and fierce and rabid and vicious they are. And you can't buy that kind of mental slavery. And so they continue to pander to that contingent. It's all going to backfire, quote. Like, I'm not, as mad as it makes me, I can't even stay mad. It's all going to backfire. Like, it's already starting. So, let them do it. I'm not saying lay down and don't fight. Go ahead and put the best fight forward. But if they get away with something here or there, trust me, it's going to backfire.
I hear you. Lost and Found.
That is far from all I have to say on it, but I'm going to take a break.
No. We're going to let Lost and Found and Key get in here, and then I got more to say, and whatever the case may be as well. But just thoughts about the whole situation with Fearless Fun.
Yeah. So I'm still at a point where I feel like I do need to dig into it more to get a better understanding before I really have an opinion. Because I try to give people the benefit of the doubt and try not to go to whether something is racist or not before I know anything, right? So just for me personally, I don't feel like I know enough. Does it look disgusting? Absolutely. Does it look like he's targeting? Absolutely. But I'm just, to be honest, I don't know his side of why he would even take this route. So I'm like, I would like to hear it out first before I say anything. So for me, it's like it has the appearance of everything that is detestable. However, I still do want to just give it the opportunity first. You know what I mean?
I do want to share this
Gotcha.
about dude. Where is he?
What are you about? Key, go ahead.
Bloom, who has taken 8 cases.
So for me, I think it's never been about equality. It's always been about a transfer of power, never a balance of power. What happened? It's never been about a transfer of power, and always about it's never about a balance of power. If we're about a balance of power, check your ears. If it were about a balance of power, then they would go back as far as the Constitution and start eradicating a lot of the things that were there that were designed to harm Black and brown people, like the 3/5 of a human, like slavery being rolled over to the industrial prison complex. If you really wanted it to be a balance of power, you'd start there. You'd start at the foundation of this country. You don't want a balance of power. You actually are infuriated by the way Black and brown people are excelling in spite of your valiant and many and plentiful attempts at derailing us, destroying us, denying us, decapitating us. You've tried all of the things. Because at the end of the day, this nation is not a Christian nation. This nation has never been a Christian nation.
Period.
This nation didn't start off as a Christian nation, and it probably won't end up as a Christian nation. When they bomb this place to rubble, because it's coming, when they bomb this place to rubble and there's nothing left but toenails and teeth, it will still not be a Christian nation. This place was founded on deistic principles at best. They never viewed us as they say that they were Christian, but when this country was started, it was founded by people who were fleeing religious persecution and with very horrible hermeneutical understanding. They had no idea about the scriptures. They came here with their soft, half-cocked understanding of the scriptures. Then they took the same holy Bible, pulled anything that had anything to do with social justice out of it, created a slave Bible, and gave that to our ancestors as a means of understanding scripture, which is why there's so many Black nationalists and Hebrew Israelites and all these people who say that Christianity is not a Black man's religion, it's not a Black person religion, because you took the holy word of God and you perverted it, and then you made a whole nother Bible and tried to pass that off to us as Christianity. Like, let's go to the root. If we're going to talk about it, let's go to the root of the issue. The root of the issue is this country was started by sinful men with horrible hermeneutic practices, ungodly homiletical understanding, and no real connection to the God. They had a form of godliness, but denied the power that could absolutely make them transform. They were full of sin.
Still are.
And then they made children full of sin. And then those children made children full of sin and shapen in iniquity. And this is the result. This is the result.
Mm-hmm. This is what happens when you win a war and you don't exile the losers.
Right.
Well, there's that. So and Key says that, and you've said that a couple times, Key, but it's so true. How blind to the scriptures do you have to be? Blind to the scriptures do you have to be to not even recognize the Imago Dei in people? Number one. Number two, to show
the Spirit of God, to know God in people.
And then number two, to show that this wasn't just something you did blindly. That's why I use blind in quotes. You make a slave Bible to hand off to your slaves, removing items that have to do with how slaves should be treated, or any kind of things like that, right? So it's crazy. And yes, that is what this country was built on. And yes, this country is all I know, and all most of us know, one way or the other. I know there's probably many listening here who have not been out of this country, outside of a cruise ship or whatever the case may be. But it hurts my heart because, and I started this sentence and I didn't finish. I was raised conservative. Because of the nonsense, I have come more to the center. But when you attack us like this, it's like you almost make us have to jump over to the left, which is, and don't get me wrong, I don't believe the left gonna do no better, but what the left ain't gonna do is, to blatantly attack is just, I don't know what to do. And they did it with the affirmative action suit, and then they're gonna turn around and do it again to these people here.
Yeah.
It ain't right.
Someone said in the chat, votes matter, and that's a big statement. And they're actually, what they're discussing as far as leaving or going, exiling, self-exile, Blexit, some people call it. I mean, that's definitely a conversation to be had as well. But just on the point of votes matter, quote, if someone, what they told us was, hey, you need to go down there and vote for president, right? That's what we hear in the mainstream, or that's what's widely and popularly understood is, hey, you need to go vote for president. If it was more widely understood, hey, you need to go vote for the person that picks all the Supreme Court justices.
Right.
Different message, right? Because this is how they're accomplishing what they're doing.
Yeah.
They're not coming with some newfound understanding of the law, right? They haven't gone back and caught something that wasn't caught before when the Equal Protection Clause was created and passed, right? They're just simply taking advantage of the fact that people with their political leanings now sit on the Supreme Court. So really all you got to do is you just got to show up. The affirmative action case was them just showing up. The reversal of Roe v. Wade, although I'm not super mad about all of it, to keep it 100, but it's literally them just showing up because they know who holds the pens now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And this is why, and I'm not going to say the fight is here, the fight is there. It's a multi-front fight, right? Beginning absolutely in the spirit first, because the root is sin. But this is how it's showing up in our time, right? And in our society. But, the fight is, for me, one of the main stages, or where my attention often goes to most often, is the redlining. The redlining of voting districts. This is how they hold on to the power. I think it's the thing they're most desperately at work at all times. And we have to keep our attention on it even when the news and the media does not. Because this is how a group who is maybe not a minority yet, but very close to just being a plurality, like not even a majority anymore. This is how they're going to continue to function as a majority.
Goodness gracious.
It's, I get it. Campaign finance is a big issue. All these different things. It's a multi-front fight. But this redlining, where my vote is really not, the 3/5 compromise is gone, but our vote is still being watered down. It's still being diluted. It's still being compromised in this very practical and compatible way. And so listen, on the flip side, I love the fact, right, that the public conversation has come as far as it has, and as annoying as social media is, we have social media to thank for that, because before, what was it, BET, Black Voices, AOL, we've come a long way in being able to come together to have these discussions, whether you consider yourself a foundational Black or whatever Black, an immigrant, whatever. We only need to let those distinctions go so far in in controlling our relationship to begin with. But, we're on our way. We're on our way. And things, I truly believe things look ugliest, before there's light. And we're coming from a long line. My ancestors might have been in Jamaica, but we're all coming from a very long line. Like, we shouldn't have survived what we've already come from. We're gonna get through this.
Yeah. I for me, just to address something Quo said, is when they attack us this much, it makes you almost want to go to the other side. I'm not about to let y'all muscle me out. I'm not about to let y'all muscle me out of nothing. No, I love God. I serve Yahweh. Elohim is my God, and you are trifling. Same time.
Fair.
I love Jehovah Rapha, and you are shady. I serve Jehovah Gabor, and you are a racist. Same time, okay? Same time. Yeah. And so for me, I think, like you said, there is a many-pronged approach to this. Anthony Mellison said, have y'all watched the last 2 elections? You think the American government has enough integrity in it for our votes to really matter? I think as it currently stands, I don't think anyone has. I don't say anyone. I don't know that there are enough people. I don't know if there are enough people in place, right? It says the Bible appointment of lawless and sinless leaders is a form of judgment. This is true. This is absolutely true. America is reaping what it has sown as a whole.
Oh, honey, not yet.
My thing, and we ain't seen half of what we seen. I think on a blacker note, you about to see black women save the day yet again, because this is what we do, right? So the last time they came for black women, we saved the state of Georgia. And then they came for black women. Like every time y'all come for black women, and I think this is what this is. It's the attempt at undermining the power of black women. Because when black women get together, we handle business. And there's no shade to black men, but there's just something. So first of all, sisters got a means of investigation that is bar none. I don't understand why there aren't more sisters on the FBI and the CIA. Sisters' investigation skills are bar none. Oh, we gonna find all your dirt. We gonna find everything you don't want us to find about you. We know who your grandmama is. We know who your grandma dated in 1972. We know who your real daddy is. We gonna find all of the information, because black women will always get the tea in order to put you in your place. And I think this is a means of trying to cripple black women economically so that we don't have the same power. But we gonna pull up. We gonna come out on top. We always do.
Yeah. Well, I think what happened was they took the black family, right, where the black woman and man had a degree of power, and they concentrated their power into the hand of the black woman because of how policies have affected the population of black men, you know? And so that's why our unity in the, I hate that this is about to rhyme. That's so corny. That's why our unity in our community is so important, because really when we're employing our power as black women, we're also doing it by proxy for black disenfranchised men.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
And so and I'm glad you brought us back to that point regarding just that whole feeling of, man, it's so much BS over here, I'm about to go over there. I submit it doesn't even matter what card you are carrying. I think if black people as a whole in this country consider ourselves a party, no matter where we are, we vote as such. When it comes to the issues that affect us as a whole. You understand? We might vote differently on fiscal policy, but if we get together as far as who needs to be, I like it, Rucker, a tribe, right? But if we are united on such things as how do we combat, for example, the redlining, right? So that no matter how we vote, our voice is heard. I think that will result in progress. And I think that's why we're seeing, I didn't want to say this and I hope I don't upset quote, because, I'm seeing certain, melanated faces come up in the presidential race.
I just was going to say the same thing. I think that's why Cornel West is in the building.
I'm seeing dilution of our vote is what I'm seeing. I'm seeing dilution of our vote.
Dig into that a little deeper for me. I'm going to make sure I'm keeping up with what you're saying.
Yeah, so
dig into it a little deeper.
You're always gonna have black people that's gonna vote, Issa Rae style. I'm rooting for whoever's black. You know what I'm saying? So it's like,
add a few more black people to the pot.
And now we are silent. We are practically silent as far as our vote is concerned. You see what I'm saying? We can all come together and create that fist, because this finger's voting here, that finger's voting there. So I'm very concerned about whether or not we're going to continue to see, a lot of African American or Afro whatever, enter the race, especially if they all sound like, hey, his policies are reasonable. Her policies, I would vote for her. I would vote for him. I'm very concerned about that, and I'm not so much interested in the optics of, oh, great, look at all these black candidates. All I see is the dilution of our voice and of our vote.
So we're not a monolith, which I know we all know over here, right? So I don't know that I'm worried about black voices necessarily being split to an extent, because there are always going to be people who party ride. You know what I mean? It's just, that's always going to be, there are going to be people that do that, right? But what I watched happen in 2020 y'all remember Biden was struggling within the Democratic Party.
Primaries, yeah.
Oh,
The
Mr.
primaries.
If you don't vote for me, you ain't black.
Yeah. Before he even got to that, he was struggling in the primaries. And it was black folk, I believe in South Carolina, who started. It was in South Carolina. I think it was South Carolina. And you just literally could watch as black folk just carried him into the Democratic ticket. And then black folk literally swayed our vote. I believe it matters. That's what it showed me. That's what 2000 showed me. That as a people, our vote does matter. I believe that's what allowed us to take Georgia, amongst many other things. I believe that's what got Biden in. Our vote matters. Now, do most of us just show up to vote for the presidency? Yes. Is that problematic? Heck yes. No. Am I guilty of that? Heck yes. You know what I'm saying? So there's the other elements that we have to be involved in as well. But man, it's just it's so hard as a Christian black person to do this two-party system situation. I struggle with this so very much.
I get it. And that was me dropping my mouse, but don't worry, I got a touch screen. The devil will not win today.
But yeah, I struggle with that heavily.
Yeah, it is, right? Because that whole thing about the lesser of two evils and all of that. I am more concerned about the person that thinks because the options are so bad, I'm not going to vote. And that is the comment I'm trying to find here. It might have been Mr. Mellison. Have y'all not watched the last two elections? You think the government has enough integrity in it for our votes to really matter? You still got to believe the thing. We're the salt. Now, just talking about believers, we're the salt. You know what I'm saying? We might not be able to add everything to the plate that needs to be on the plate, but we can make what's there taste better. We can preserve the good that's there, even if we have lost some. That's what salt does, right? It preserves and it flavors.
Gives flavor.
But we cannot, Apostle Paul already told us, we can't erase or avoid all the evil in the world. We would just have to come out of the world. You know what I'm saying? But I would tell the believer who has not been disenfranchised and still has their vote, which someone who has paid their debt to society after being imprisoned or incarcerated for a felony that was probably bogus anyway, which they still had the power to do. Use your vote. Even if you feel it's useless, use it. You are the salt. That is one of the practical ways that you can do that.
Yeah. Anybody else want to get on this before?
Yeah, I feel like, this is why we need more solid, bona fide African American Christians on the mountain of government, because.
Okay, fine, I'll run.
I think you should. I would absolutely. If you was in my space, I'd absolutely help. I agree that neither party represents him well, because I feel like there's a certain cutting away that you have to do when you enter into politics. Like, I don't know how authentically you can stay, how true you can stay to the scriptures and still be in politics. Like how
Amen, and amen, Judah. Mm-hmm.
And so it's rough. There really will be no peace until the Prince of Peace comes. There really won't be, unfortunately. In the meantime, we fight. We pray like it all. What did my pastor say? We plan like it all depends on us, and we pray like it all depends on God. That's what my pastor says. Mm-hmm. And so, pray and plan and fight. I really don't think that this will. I so many things would have to happen that would be significant in order for them to get this. Black women just don't let this kind of stuff slide. Like Tasha said, when we show up for ourselves and Black men. We show up for y'all, for us and y'all at the same time, because they've systematically silenced y'all, forgetting that we had mouths just as, I've had voices just as loud, had arms just as strong, had punches just as hard, forgetting that, right? And so when we show up for us and y'all. And I think that's part of the reason why they're like, well, we are the fastest growing educationally, which is why they overturn affirmative action. We're the fastest growing economically, which is why they're starting to undercut our pay. We're the fastest growing entrepreneurially, which is why they are now coming after our money. They see us. They see us. They see us. And so they're trying to cripple us. But again, Keisha, Kim, Pam, Renee, Shawnetta, Alizé, we not finna let this happen. We gonna be here along with the Kamalas and the Keisha Bottoms and the Keisha Knight Pulliams of the world. You can't stop a Kiki. You know what I mean?
I love the Keisha them.
So we out here. Good luck. May the odds ever be in your favor, because there's a sister with a laptop and 16-inch nails on, clickety clacking away about your information while you sitting here trying to take our money. Period.
Wow. There's so much that can go into, but I want to thank Quote and DJ LostandFound for giving me and Key the floor, for the past few minutes.
I know.
We said a lot, and
I
think we needed this, and we appreciate you guys for that.
Nothing to it. Y'all ain't lie. You know what I mean? Go ahead, Key.
I was just saying, he said not the Kiki. So I told y'all there's a spirit of Kiki. Were y'all here last week when I said there's a spirit of Kiki? Listen, there's a spirit of Kiki, and every Black girl got a little Kiki in her. My name happens to be Kiki, so you already know. You already know what time I'm on. Every Black girl got a little Kiki in her, especially a Keisha, a Kiara, a Kiana, a Kinara. We all got but every Black girl got a little Kiki in her. And she finna be like, hold up.
3 Kims.
We finna get in that computer and we finna pull everything out we need to. And when we're done, you gonna regret that you actually tangled with us. Because we finna tell your wife about all your indiscretions, how you be in the hood, hollering at little girl, hollering at those little hood girls on the weekends, spending all her good 401k money on Keisha, Kim, Pamela, and Renee. And you come back to the suburbs on Sunday acting like we don't know you was out here with Keisha, Kim, Pamela, and Renee.
Wowzers.
We synced you. Synced.
Wow.
We synced you.
We synced you.
We synced
Took
you.
screenshots and pictures and all. Know where your wife worked. Know where she get her hair done. Mm-hmm. Our baby daddy work at your country club. He the golf cart boy.
That is my sister's friend's baby daddy.
Don't make it a thing. Don't make it a thing. Don't let the necessary occur, Thomas. Don't let the necessary occur, Walton. Don't let the necessary occur, Winthrop. Okay, Winthrop. You want to keep your money, right?
Wow.
Sit down.
So no, but y'all saying a mouthful, and it's true. And I mean, at this point, what Black women bring to the table cannot be denied. Y'all show enough to have determined that your voices will not be silenced. That's for sure. And y'all have pulled up for everybody. I was actually talking to a friend of mine today. I was like, because I was investigating this situation just to kind of see what's who, who support what. Was this another BLM situation? Yada, boom, boom. I'm just checking out things, right? Because one thing y'all do is y'all be riding for everybody, even though everybody don't always ride for y'all. And so I was like, I was just trying to do some research on Fearless Fund, what do they fund? You know what I mean? Who they fund and what they, and I looked into it, I dug into it, and I couldn't find nothing necessarily righteous or nothing like that. Whatever the case may be, it was all seeming to be pretty up and up, yada, good references, you know what I mean? Or whatever the case may be. So I made some phone calls to people I know in Atlanta, people I know in the venture capital world, whatever the case may be. And everybody was like, oh, they don't know. They done mess with the wrong one. She got pulled. In the entertainment.
I mean, look how quick she got on Good Morning America.
And references, JP Morgan Chase. And I said, sir, choose your battle this day. Winthrop. Set out, Winthrop. You about to get your place on national television, Winthrop.
I pulled this up for Lost and Found. This is what the Washington Post article says. Yeah. I'm only gonna read one sentence. Bloom, who was the lawyer behind excuse me.
And this is a whole other thing that pissed me up. Bloom, who is the lawyer behind this, the white Christian conservative, which just even that just blows my mind because I hate that we get pigeonholed. So, but that's what
I'm not even gonna go into how I don't even think saved Caucasians should refer to themselves as white, but whatever. Bloom, who has taken 8 cases to the Supreme Court, describes himself as a matchmaker who brings together plaintiffs, lawyers, and funders to advance the argument that any consideration of race or ethnicity is unconstitutional.
Any consideration of race and ethnicity is unconstitutional. And theoretically, and I think John H. said this earlier, it sounds good. Yes, let's not consider race and ethnicity and yada, yada, yada. But we've been so far down that hole. You feel what I'm saying? And so you want to, so now you don't want to talk about race, huh? You don't want to talk about race now? Don't let, you know what I mean? Like, you know, and so it's just.
If race is in a consideration, let your little white daughter bring home her black boyfriend in. Let her bring Raheem to dinner. Raheem like green bean casserole. Let Raheem have green bean casserole and pumpkin pie, if it don't matter.
Thanks for sharing that, Tasha. Yeah, I didn't know that about him at all. So that's Bloom. I have to look around.
Melissa, let me tell you why the spirit of Kiki don't need deliverance and why your wife should have the spirit of Kiki. Huh? Let me explain. Because when you're at the restaurant and they get your food wrong and you don't, Mellison does not mince words, right? Which is why maybe he don't need a woman with the spirit of Kiki. He don't mince words at all. Okay? Mellison don't mince words at all. But for the brothers who may not necessarily want to, when you're in a hospital and you're trying to, and the doctor's telling you stuff, you need Kiki to be like, so what does that mean? And why is this machine beeping? And how many cc's is this? And who is that nurse? And how long she been here? You need a spirit of Kiki to be able to ask them questions. Because let me tell you something about the doctors. They're going to act like they don't know what's going on with you.
So what you're telling me is I got a spirit of Kiki because that's me all day.
Listen.
I'm like, yo.
Well, isn't that interesting? I'm wondering. Go ahead.
No. Go, who you?
No, it's just funny. And I know this is a really benign example. It's like a small example, but I was on a date the other night and dude did not like they brought us out stale bread. I wasn't finna eat the bread no how, but he was eating the bread. It was, it was stale. And I could tell, and I'm like, I'm horrible when it comes to reading, man. But somehow I can tell he didn't want to say anything. Because I realized there's this thing where it's like men in general never want to look like the bad guy, but also we've had situations in the past, me and this gentleman, where we've had to kind of be careful about how we move in public because I know the police is ready to come risk his all. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I'm like, this is an interesting dynamic, and I was trying to sort of extrapolate it and look at it, in the bigger picture. It's like we are where, like, because any type of assertiveness or directness or forwardness from a black man is
aggression.
Right? So it's just like, are we really strong? Are we really masculine? Are we really all of these things people are accusing us of being? Or are we the conduit through which the black man's assertiveness is safe? You know what I'm saying? It's like if we open our mouth, say it.
So that's interesting because as you're talking about it, I'm actually thinking of the labels both ways, right? But because back in the day, the black angry man trope was just that, right? Back in the day, that was the trope. And as you're talking, I'm thinking, well, now they've done that to both of us, really. The black angry man trope and the black angry woman trope. Both of them are tropes. But then I started thinking about it, though. The black angry man trope is more likely to end up with you on the ground with your hands behind your back or with you getting shot. Whereas the black angry woman trope, not so much. Not that it doesn't ever end like that. But you're right. To an extent, y'all can get that out on our behalf, per se. More so than we can. That's what you were saying? Is that what I understood?
Yeah. Like, is it that we're taking your power or that we're emasculating men or I guess there's a right and a wrong spirit in which you can do everything.
Everything.
Right?
Well, I think also
you never hear about how it's the woman being a conduit for the man's power to the rest of the world,
right?
To keep the Black family safe. You always hear it typed as she's usurping his
or emasculating
or she is masculine, which absolutely happens.
Well,
in the land, you know.
Yeah. But I think the most important part of that is the lack of communication and understanding that sometimes happens between Black men and Black women. Because what you just said, I think that's the first time I've ever heard that in my life. And I think it might have been spot on as all get out. You feel what I'm saying? But I think
I'm pondering it right now.
That's the first time I've ever heard that. So those conversations have to be had. Hey, so if this happens, you know, and I do this is what I'm doing. I'm doing this because I know what could be for you. I might be able to get away with this a little bit more. And honestly, let's just be honest. I work in a sales-oriented world. A woman can say things a man just can't say. Let's be very, very clear. Because if I say something a woman say, it's now a fight. You feel what I'm saying? Outside of some things that a woman can say and therefore get away with. What you just said I think was just bonkers, and I think more people need to hear it. And I think those conversations are conversations that we need to have as a people, as just, you know, spousal relationship, whatever the case may be, because that is the case. That is the case. But it can, to a man, it can make a man feel some kind of way if he doesn't have the understanding of what's being happened. It can definitely look like, oh, no, look, baby, I'm trying to play this cool. You know what I mean? And now you're doing the most. Versus, no, I know you playing this cool, and that's why I got you. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So anyway.
No, absolutely.
Tosh can keep for President Jamal.
Listen, let me say something. Tasha's president and me as vice president. Listen, y'all don't want it. Y'all ain't ready. Y'all ain't ready.
Yo, what's our White House gonna be called? Because that's what we gonna name the show.
Listen, I don't even listen. Y'all not. What would we call it?
I don't know how to name stuff.
If we went for I can reel me back in and calm me. No, I think what you, Millicent. So there are some men who are very demonstrative and get very loud, and I think and I think the reason that is because you spend a large part of your life not being heard, and so when you're not heard for most of your life, you're gonna get heard now. You gonna hear what I'm saying, and in those kinds of men. To say, not only do I hear and see everything that you're saying, I think I should be I want to be the representative for you so that you won't waste your energy in this way. So that until you can channel this energy, let me be the channel for your energy, and I'll say it on your behalf so that you can stay out of trouble. But for the men who don't want to say anything, it's like, excuse me, he asked for a baked potato and you bought him fries. This baked potato, I have absolutely been, and I don't get loud. Like I don't raise my voice and get loud like that. But I'm very much, first of all, I have a food handler's license. So I know exactly how everything is supposed to be in this restaurant from soup to nuts. As someone who has a food handler's license, valid pretty much all over this country, I'm like, not only is this food not at 140 degrees, this plate is hot and this food is not. So the food actually is probably sitting under the lamp for longer than it needs to be. It's hotter than the food. Moreover, this bread should have come out 15 minutes after we got to this place. And we've been sitting here for 20 minutes and no one has greeted us. The rule of thumb is that when we sit at this table, someone should be greeting us within 90 seconds of us sitting here. You should be asking us you should be at least greeting us and letting us know if you can or cannot get to us at this point.
Okay.
How much this bill is going to be comped to compensate for the pain and suffering that we've had at this table. Do you have a manager present? I need to speak with them. Thank you.
You are president of this.
Thank you so much.
I'm always the friend, like, because I have a friend just like you. Her name, we call her Tasha. Her name is something else, but her street name is Tasha, whatever. We go out, she literally always sends.
Shut up.
I be tired of her. I'm like, what's wrong with it, baby? What's going on? No, but to your point, I think I get what you're saying. It's like, listen, I'm not being strong over you. I'm not being strong versus you or instead of you. I'm being strong to the world in service of you.
Right.
This is for you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I wonder, like Quote said, like how that conversation can continue, because I'll happily tell the waitress the bread is stale. You know what I'm saying? It's just a small little example, but in what ways is that example really big? Like, just even the way we fight. It's like, hey, let's have this conversation maybe in the car, whatever, because we could get lively, but then they're gonna see you get lively, and then somebody gonna pick up a phone. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Good point.
And
All
Charles, that
good
was just an
points, all good
example.
conversations.
That was just an example I was giving of one way I advocate for my brothers. Of just one way I'd advocate for a brother in a restaurant setting. I'm saying that they're trying to silence our voices because they know that we advocate for y'all. They know we advocate for y'all. So they're trying to cut our pockets, cut our voices, cut our education, cut our money, cut our influence.
Mm-hmm.
I think
and
really
cut us off from the black man, because
we
need each other.
We do. I don't want to lace over one thing that Key said, that I say it all the time, but she said it way more elegant than I say it. But it's actually just a good point and something that we just need to really pay attention as a community as well. Kiera went on to mention how right now, again, women, black women are excelling very, home ownership, degrees, entrepreneurship, yada, yada, yada. Right now, they are just killing the game in those factors, right? And so in doing those, it does afford for the bag to be eventually delivered to them as they are taking over certain things. So as they do that, you now see, I see this, and I want to make sure we're seeing this as a community as somebody literally coming up against the hard work that our sisters have put forth to obtain these things. And this is now somebody coming up against this to try to cut their legs from underneath them. And I just think we really have to see that as such. You know what I mean? They've already figured out, unfortunately, to an extent, systematically, they've already kind of figured out how to get us up out the paint. When I say us, I'm talking black men to an extent. And I say that loosely. I mean, all this is not
they found a system that works.
But yeah, they found a decent system that helps to get us out the paint. And then their next move, theoretically, would be to cut the legs off from them. And I say that loosely, too, because I'm with you, John H. I'm in the paint, too. You know what I mean? But a lot of us ain't in the paint. You know what I mean? Like, I know how to... by the grace of God, I know how to communicate very well, express my feelings very well, and I normally know the right tone to lead with. I'm also a salesman. Talking to people is what I do. So I don't necessarily normally need people to cape for me from a verbal standpoint, because for the most part, I got it. I know how to talk to officers. I know how to do whatever the case may be. I've ran into the one, though. Don't get it twisted. I've been in situations when I ran into the one where the mouth couldn't save me. You know what I mean? And so I've been there too, right? But for the most part, I got that. And I know a lot of my brothers don't have that. You feel what I'm saying? So anyway.
No, John said y'all sound like we all locked up or dead. That's not what we're saying. We're saying John, that's not what we're saying. Hold on. Advocacy matters when advocacy is needed. Sometimes it's force. And to that, my response is it force, or have you just grown complacent and being disrespected? We don't like to see y'all disrespected. Have you just been like, okay, have you just accepted that you're going to get disrespected and that's just a part of life? I refuse to accept that on any level. Not with my kids, not with my son, not with my brothers, not with my future husband. I just refuse to let you get disrespected. If that means that I am kiki or overbearing, or you get mad at me, or we fussing at home in the car because I told that lady where she could go and what she could do when she get there, because the way she talked to you, she put her hands in your face, and I grabbed her by that same hand and put her hand in her. Listen, you can yell at me when we get home, but you are not gonna get disrespected in the street. You're not gonna get disrespected in the street.
Period. And so John H. brings up a couple good points. And this is why these conversations are so important. And this is why the conversation between your spouse and you, or your boyfriend, girlfriend and you, or your sister and brother and you are just so important, that these conversations are had to define what someone sees as disrespect, what someone sees as don't, whatever the case may be. But to go back to the conversation, John did say, y'all sound like we all locked up or dead. So the truth of the matter is, statistically, one out of every four black men is either locked up or under a controlled substance.
That's not all.
You know what I'm saying? And that's just those two things. We won't even get into the many other restraints that the system has set up for us. You know what I mean? One way or the other. Like I said, I know a lot of brothers that is caught up in a lot of different things, one way or the other, by the grace of God. I mean, I'm not saying this is the above all, end all, but here I am, a suburban nigga raised by two parents,
Suburban man.
whatever the case may be.
That's your fourth one for the night.
My point is, I came up in a way that I know a lot of my brothers and sisters did not come up. A lot of my brothers didn't come up. You know, to the point where my dudes would look at me and they would play with me and they'd be like, yo, y'all the Huxtables. You know what I mean? Y'all niggas, y'all live in a high-fluting area of the town, and you got all your, like all your peoples. You know what I'm saying? Like your mom and your dad, and whatever the case may be. And that was my life, and that's what I knew, and that worked out for me. And I believe that gave me a head up in the game on certain aspects, or whatever the case may be. So my point is that ain't all of us. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And John, go ahead. I'm sorry, because John is saying things. We're not saying you can't advocate for yourselves. For me, disrespect is anything. If I honor you, anything that I don't do to you is disrespect. If I don't put my hands in your face, they can't put their hands in your face. If I don't raise my voice at you, they can't raise their voice at you. If I don't call you out your name, they can't call you out your name. If I don't dishonor you, whatever I don't do, they can't do either. That's disrespect. And so if I see it happening, I'm absolutely addressing it. Now, do you have the power to address it? I'm going to look at you first. Before I open my mouth. Before Kiki come out, I'm going to look at you.
All right.
If you don't say nothing, I'm going to give you a solid 7 seconds. I'm going to just stare at you. If you in 7 seconds don't make any motion in any area that I should not be saying something, I'm going to... First of all, young lady, let me explain something to you right now. What's not going to happen today. That's how it's going to go. If you don't stop me in that 7 seconds, baby, I'm finna lay all these people out. Verbally. Kiki finna show up.
So let me counter real quick, because I don't know if this is as far as what John is talking about with the advocacy stuff. Some men, when they are quiet, that's their way of handling it, right? Like for example, one time I took my wife out to dinner, went to this nice restaurant. We had a gay waitress, and she was hitting on my wife. My wife, now also, she didn't know that was happening. I peeped because I was like, yo, you acting just like a dude would act or whatever. But for me, I could have addressed it then. For one, it's also a woman. I handle women and men differently. So if it was a man, maybe it would have been different, right? But I chose not to say nothing. But the way for me, at least, that I sent the message was I tipped her just as much as the bill was, right? To send a message. So it was like maybe an $80 tip. Just see, I see you. And probably, if I'm honest, it's also a heart issue because there's a little bit of, I think, pride in there in how I responded. Where
it was
like,
cold,
like I'm gonna tip you your best tip of your life, and you're gonna remember me. You know what I mean? So for me, I was quiet about it, but that's how I handled it. So but I understand exactly what y'all saying. So I do agree.
King things, just king things.
Yeah, I mean, like,
I ain't gonna do nothing but flirt with more women.
and so that's and I guess what I'm saying is these are the conversations that have to be had, because we do all see disrespectful differently, and we do all handle things differently, and different things hit different people different. You know what I mean? Because like even what you just said, I think for one, that was cold. That was solid, but then on the other side, Jamal's like, yo, you just encouraged her to flirt with every chick that came up in here. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's always that, right? So there has to be an understanding amongst, the people.
Daddy gonna be the podcast, guys?
Boom, boom, boom.
Tori can't count. How many hours? It hasn't even
said Daddy's home. Your father coming on the podcast?
Somebody tell him Daddy is here. But anyway, so
baptizing in the Jordan. Like, what is you even?
He said, "I'll shut here and try." The Regis said the problem is we're just not having these conversations. Is not having too many conversations. Yeah. Listen, and that's just the it's of it. We gotta have these conversations. I've never seen it This perspective that y'all are talking about now, that Tasha brought up, that we talk, I ain't never seen that. I ain't never thought about that or nothing like that. And now that I'm hearing it and thinking about it, I'm like, oh, dang, that's kind of cold. You know what I mean? But we have to talk about these things, and there has to be an understanding of what works and doesn't work and all that kind of stuff as well. And that's just, you know, that's just what it is.
There's so much more that can be said.
Oh yeah.
That's why I said I'm gonna look at you. I'm gonna look at him first, John. I ain't gonna say I'm gonna look at him first. If he said, "Hey,"
yeah. If you just kind of, you know, I got this or whatever.
Hey, I got this. I'm gonna shut up.
Yeah.
I'm gonna let him handle it.
And a lot of times it does. I mean, even what Lost and Found said is a high thing. I'm gonna handle a dude different than I'm gonna handle a woman.
Corey, you're not a believer. We already know that you're not a believer. Can you please be quiet?
Oh, Father.
So.
Oh God.
So yeah, so it's gonna be handled different as well.
Yeah. Before we move on, I think it's lost. I think can someone articulate the pop? Like we know why we like what Lost and Found did, but do the people really understand? Okay.
For me, that communicated.
Tell them.
For me, that communicated. Making the tip as much as the bill is like, I got this. You couldn't even if you wanted to. Bang, money on the table, girl. You couldn't even if you wanted to. And I'd have been like,
my money is a euphemism for other things that I can give her that you cannot.
That you cannot. Sis.
Oh look, man, sure.
The money on the table.
But it's going on with her.
You got. I would have slammed. Well, it was. You probably paid with a card. I would have slammed it on the card like the big Joker, like pow. Have a great day.
Listen, so I really don't. We're gonna get up out of here, so we really ain't gonna talk about Trump too much. I just wanted to bring his face up on here since we did listen to the joint. In y'all's eyes and in the chat's eyes, just you know, and believe me when I say I'm one of them people that I like creating tables, right? So everybody's going to land on different political spectrums. Everybody's going to see something a little bit different, whatever the case may be. Some people ride Democrats, some people ride Republicans, some do, you know, independent. They don't ride with either way. Some cats are straight MAGA, Trump all day, yada, 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 whatever. I really don't get into all that. My point is, I really don't get into that necessarily. Everybody's welcome to sit at the table for conversation and understanding. With that being said, I just showed his face. I'll show his face again. Of course, we know this is the mugshot from Fulton County. ATL shouting.
You know what he looked like?
Whatever the case may be.
He looked like I would have gotten away with it if it wasn't for you meddling kid.
And you're stupid dog. That is hilarious. Listen. My question is this, though. 2004 is right around the corner. Of course, the next presidential election is here. Out of all of the concerns that we've expressed on this show, out of all the topics and agendas and yada, 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 boom, 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 how important is it for us just to make sure that he doesn't get back into office? Like, is that a thing?
You seen the recent Republican debate? I don't know if they're finna let him back in, really.
See, but I saw it because I check out all sides. I check out everything. I saw it. I don't believe them jokers, though. I don't believe them. Huh?
It was excellent.
Oh, yeah. It was good. I enjoyed it. I hear what they're saying. I don't believe them. I believe them to a certain extent. You know what I mean? I believe them until he is about to become... Because there we go. No, I do believe them. They said it on stage. They said... Oh, we don't like this dude. Oh, we don't rock with this dude. Oh, this dude is not good for the presidency. Oh, this whatever the case may be. But what if he becomes the Republican nominee? Will you guys vote for him? All of them said yeah. Except maybe one or two. They all wrote it, But if he becomes the Republican nominee, we will ride with that crazy joker, even though we don't believe that he should be in here.
I mean, because it's either Trump or Satan. Those are our choices for the Republican Party.
What do you mean, to DeSantis or Trump?
Yes.
No, DeSantis not going to make it out this round. I don't think he's going to make it.
Oh, really?
His campaign's floundering already.
Is it?
Yeah, he plummeted.
He's struggling already.
I love to hear it. Because that dude is straight. That dude, Okay, I'm glad y'all saying this. I didn't know this was the case.
Here's
I
the
thought
thing:
he was.
he got in the door by giving constituents a promise of a Trump 2.0, but now to make it on the national stage, he's been trying to tootsie roll backwards, and kind of undo some of that, and he cannot. I can't say what I really want to say because we love the
It's
Lord.
after dark.
Trust
But
me.
no, you're good. You're good.
But so now he's trying to walk some of that back for national appeal, and he's pissing people off. And so I just never understood. I think he got really bad advice playing to that crowd in the first place, and he should have had more moral conviction of his own to even take whatever advice that was, because now, just like the person we were talking about before, you want this fiery, contingent, but there's still hardly even a plurality. They're not even close to being half of the majority. Not even close to being half of the majority. And so they're not even gonna, they're the type of group where if they're gonna stick with you, how are you gonna get enough to get across the finish line? It was different when Trump first got elected. There was enough willfully ignorance, enough ignorance to vote with him along with the willfully ignorance, right? But now that the only ignorant left are the willfully ignorant ones, that base Trump had has really shrunk. They're still loud. And so maybe most people cannot tell. You understand what I'm saying? But it's like, why not make a wider appeal? And I'm going to tell you, this is why Republicans beat Democrats as often as they do. Because they might not even mean it, but they're going to try to find a way to, I cannot. They're going to try to find a way to play the middle, even if they're being fake as all get out about it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Liberals, Democrats, they're dogged in their idealism that, hey, we're going to depend on people to vote with us because that's what should happen. Republicans don't think like that. They're going to, right. You know what I'm saying? They're going to be the snake in the garden. They're going to show you a thing. Okay, they're gonna get in your mind. They're gonna show you what you want to see and lure you. You know what I'm saying? And liberals are gonna try to play the guilt, and that only goes so far. So it's like, if liberals and Democrats, listen, if you want gay people to get married, look, that's not what I'm on or whatever. But why make your most divisive issues your center stage issues? Because you're never, in 2024, you're never going to garner enough LGBTs or LGBT allies to win a vote without taking some people from the other side. You're just not going to do it. You know what I'm saying? And so the same thing, and I've always thought that about that side, and I'm applying the same logic to the conservative side. You're playing a dangerous game, trying to snatch up those MAGA marbles, which there's not as many of those marbles anymore. So you've done a good job courting them, but who's going to push you to the win? So I don't know what we're going to end up with, but I don't know about
definitely ain't Trump versus Biden. What's up, Kyle? He said it's sad that we might have to choose between Trump and Biden again. Let me tell you something about Biden. Biden is 3 seconds from entering into the third state of matter. There's 3 states of matter: liquid, solid, and gas. Biden is about to be gas in like 3 seconds. There will be no Biden to choose in 2024. You understand? He's about to be the third state of matter.
Are you saying that Biden's going to pass before 2024?
I don't.
He's going to evaporate.
He's going to evaporate. He's going to be like Enoch. He will be, and then he won't be. Like,
oh, Lord. Not caught up to meet him, literally. Oh, Jesus.
Biden falls asleep during press conferences. Him and Mitch McConnell taking turns just glitching.
They are.
Yo, did you see that McConnell glitch?
I heard a second McConnell glitch has happened. It has been witnessed.
Yo.
Yeah. It's just, here's the thing, and this isn't ageism or anything like this, but there just has to be a time when these cats is just too old to represent
It's
constituents.
a matter of mental health. Biden is literally like.
My dad is going to be 90 next month. He doesn't glitch. My dad, I've never seen my dad glitch. When my dad was 80, he fell off of the church. Like he was on top of the church fixing the roof. And he fell off. And he was
80.
fine at 80.
Oh, Jesus.
Okay. So, I mean, I don't know. I just feel like if it's down to Biden and Trump again, what we're really voting for are their vice presidents.
He said Biden don't eat the ham hocks your daddy eats.
This is a backdoor presidential race for whoever's on the ticket with them.
Right. That's unfair to compare Biden to your daddy because your daddy's a black man and Biden's a white man.
Well, you ain't black if you ain't vote for Biden.
So if it does come down to Trump and Biden again, I think what you talked about, Tasha, earlier as far as the unity, I think this is where we have an opportunity to not only change things for us, but also change things within this country. Where I believe all you need is 5% of the votership to go to a third party for them to then the next election to bring that third party, like fully fund it, make sure they're on the same stage, they get the same light. I think it's an opportunity. And I thought that we were going to do that as far as this past election. Where we didn't like Biden, we didn't like Trump. Why not go for the third party? Yes, you lose out for these 4 years. You do to whoever wins. However, you may change things. If I'm understanding correctly, politics correctly, that we can now shift things where in 4 years from now you have to give a third voice, and you throw a wrench in the whole system.
But by then,
so it's worth fighting for
us,
the expansion of the major party system.
Right.
By then, Trump done backhanded us like Bernie Mac in that Chris Rock movie. He was just walking through the train station, backhanded people. By then, we done got backhanded before. The problem with Trump getting in office again is that
we done been backhanded before, Key. We can take it. We can take it.
Just backhanded the crap out of us for 4 years. The problem with Trump becoming president again is not just that Trump becomes president again. It's that his party is a group of people who don't see anybody but themselves as people made in the image and likeness of God. That's the problem. That's the
podcast on that line.
So here's the thing about Judon said, what is Dr. Cornel West talking about? I haven't paid much attention. I don't think as much as I'd love to see that from a third party situation, I don't think West is going to have the financial backing to do what he needs to do first and foremost. So I don't know. And then I'm more so worried about Trump. I guess I don't get it. Like Trump he don't care about nobody. You don't care about Republicans. You don't care about Democrats. You don't care about nobody but him. So, and he got enough money to do whatever he want to do. So, he got enough resources. He got enough resources.
I get it.
You know what I'm saying? So, I guess my thing becomes, listen, and then we don't even want to get into Russia and his,
that's my thing.
That's a whole other ball game.
No
you know what I'm
one
saying?
That he sold us to Russia.
That's what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? Like he been sold us to Russia, and then he be off in Dubai somewhere chilling. You know, I'm just saying.
Ben. Yo, I'm learning Russian. I'm learning Russia on Duolingo as we speak because I need to be able to speak to whoever my captor is going to be.
I'm bouncing hard if anything like that
Russian
happens.
and Mandarin.
It's a Russian, right? Either Russian or Mandarin. Like it's one or the other. The Chinese is gonna get us, or the Russians gonna get us. It's gonna get
the Chinese kids are learning Igbo because that's what
they
China
buying up. They buying up a lot of Africa right now. China's buying up a great deal of Africa.
Chinese children learning Igbo.
Wow, that's wild. Oh, that is wild. Anyway, listen, that's all we got. We're just gonna get up out of here. Appreciate the conversation and the participation from everybody. I know when we start getting into these politics and whatnot, it's gonna get a little sticky. So I always want to put out there that, listen, all walks are welcome in this. What I mean by that is I am down with, I'm down with is the wrong word. I am willing for you to pull up a seat to the table, whether or not you is MAGA, Trump, Republican, conservative, independent, whatever you, green, whatever. You know what I mean? Like, I'm willing to hear your point and do want you to be a part of the discussion just from a better understanding. But I want to say that as we get into this next year, this year is going to be wild politically. So these are going to be conversations that we cannot avoid having. You know what I mean? And I'm always down with the political. I'm always down to express and talk about how politically in this country, being black and being Christian, I mean, it's easy for us to literally be torn apart as we try to navigate,
It's not American, y'all. I keep trying to tell you.
Well, you know what I mean? Shouts out to Inkim. But yeah, so that's what it is.
We're watching the movie Salt in real time. Have you ever seen Salt?
You mean with what's her name?
Yes.
Huh?
Watch. Yeah, with Angelina Jolie, the movie Salt.
Yeah. I gotta watch it again. It's been a minute.
And I'm still waiting on Salt too.
There was supposed to be a Salt too. Yeah. But anyway, it's just wild out here. Yeah, it's wild out here. So these are conversations we need to have. We need to constantly be thinking about just how we communicate with each other better. Anybody I don't think it's any secret, but the Tastemakers Pod is a very pro-black show. If you did not know, I think that's obvious. We're black, we're Christian. That doesn't mean that we are against anybody else listening in. That does not. No, please come, pull up a seat, whatever. Just know that this. Huh?
Guys, we're not like everybody else.
Okay, well let's.
Black does not mean we're anti-white, y'all.
Right. What we got to do it because we'll take a clip. We'll take one of the Tastemakers clip, and every once in a while I'll go look at the comments of something that we've said about maybe Trump or the Republican Party or something like that, and then people be out there thinking that we like just people. We just like we. Like we Democrat, we Democrat party riders or something like.
No. Yeah. Keith Connor with us, Winthrop with a spoon. We are not your ancestors. We can be proud of us and not hate you. You understand?
About that.
If we ain't trying to look too belligerent, y'all think I should walk back the thing about Save Caucasian should have called himself white? It's a line of thought that I'm still workshopping.
We're not saying we're more pro-black than pro-God, Kyle. No one has ever said that. What we're saying is,
listen, please don't bring that dusty energy into it.
You can't be more pro-white.
You're above that.
And that is the Republican Party.
First
The
of all,
Republican
what
Party
is
is.
even...
Hold on, Tasha.
Go ahead.
We are not more pro-black than we are pro-God. But the other side is more pro-white than they are pro-God. And the evidence thereof, the fruit that, because you should be bearing fruit in keeping with repentance. That's what the scriptures say, right? If you're not racist, then you should watch how you treat people who don't look like you. And these people don't watch how they treat people who don't look like them. As a matter of fact, the things they say, the places they go, the people they support, the movements they fund, all of them thing. I'm not saying that. All of them thing. No, I know. He said shout out to D1. Jesus, I'm outside with my spending the night bag.
Because Earth is ghetto. And I want to
live. Jesus, I'm on the porch with my spending the night bag. You can come any day now.
And those are conversations I want to have too. I mean, listen, we are in it, not of it. You feel what I'm saying? We are ambassadors from the kingdom of heaven. We're not from here, right? So as much as I want us to talk about the politics of this land and what happens and how involved we should be, is never without forgetting that, listen, man, this is not my home. You feel what I'm saying? But at the same time, there is a love and societal and community aspect of wanting to make sure that communities are taken care of. You know what I mean? So it's all a part of it. And this is all discussions that I feel like we have to have just to find out, how
Tasha,
all this works.
President and vice president, Tasha. You and me should run for president and vice president. And one of the mandates once we get in office is that everybody, black man, white man, Asian man, Hispanic man, all of y'all gotta wear do-rags. All of you. Every single time. Especially
or gray sweats.
You gotta wear because everybody don't look good in gray sweats.
Right. So if you don't, you can opt for the do-rag. Okay.
All men have to wear do-rags.
We all have to wear lotion. Okay.
And you must wear lotion. Lotion is mandatory. As a matter of fact,
elbows.
Especially your elbows.
We're talking.
Lip balm is mandatory. Lotion is mandatory. Like literally, we're gonna put it everywhere. There'll be lotion everywhere. Cocoa butter, lotion, do-rags everywhere, all the time, every day, and lip balm.
Next to the hand sanitizer.
Hand sanitizer everywhere.
Cocoa butter.
Because you people don't understand. Like the cops will have body cams and hand sanitizers, same spot, like both in both spots at the same time. I will agree that the wigs any wig that looks like a Planet of the Apes wig needs to be burned, starting with Gayle King.
I think I will outlaw any wig that costs
Get
less
rid of
than
it.
$5. If the wig is under $10, we're not doing it.
Get rid of it. And if it looks like it's under $10, get rid of it.
Get rid of it. Yeah.
Tastemakers.
Classic. We do more than make a living, we make a life. When everything is dark, we are the light. We are the tastemakers. Aight. Let tomorrow tell the stories that we make tonight. We do more than make a living, we make a life. When everything is dark, we are the light. We are the tastemakers. Aight. Let tomorrow tell the stories that we make tonight. For the movers and shakers, for the new tastemakers, sommeliers came out to play. Classics in the current day. For the movers and shakers, for the new tastemakers.